Oh, hello. I see a dolphin.
It is a dolphin.
Hey. Hello. Oh, I should play music. There we go.
You play music?
Yes. Hello, hello. How's it going? Really thirsty. For starting having working audio. Thank you. There's a lot of changes. New camera. Hello. Lighting.
I feel like I'm in an autopsy room.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bright for us, but it works. That's just the way it works. So, yeah. Also, blue light. It's there. I don't want to poke at the camera without like unscrewing it. So, yeah. I'm glad it works though, because I've been poking at it for the last like 3 hours today. So, also I just ate really fast. So, yeah.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating slower. I'm.
You had more time. What did it finish it? Finished it 8 minutes to 6. So yeah. No, I got a light there, light right there, and then we got a blue light over there. And I need, there's an app I can get for the phone so I can control them, but supposedly it's really bad. And so I don't want to like blow up my phone or anything. So, plus I did last minute audio checks, so I'm hoping that works. Anyways, so changelings. I can't remember where I was in this. Yesterday was a mad dash to get the live stream highlights out. So, we're just actually, it's wherever I want to be on this. That's fun. I almost just want to start from the beginning, because then I can start doing some rendering stuff. So if I'm going to do that, then first check is consistency. There is. Wait. Your butt's in the ground. There, he's fixed. There's actually a little bit of idle on this. I'm just gonna grab this. Because I really don't even need that long of him standing there and doing anything different. Oh, kind of. Thanks for the follow, Poison. Welcome.
New people.
Oh god, they brought poison. Yeah, I think that actually works, because I don't have to have it consistent. Like, he's going a little forward here and then suddenly starts going forward again. Usually that doesn't, it bothers me. I'm gonna fix it. Normally it wouldn't matter, but he's going forward and then goes forward again. So this needs to be moved a little bit this way, I think. You know what? Actually, no, I don't care. I'm just gonna ignore it. It's details that don't matter. Is lighting consistent? Yes, it is. Oh, that's what I need to turn. I need to turn off a couple things though. It down so it's fully visible. There we go. Oh yeah, and the other one. Oh, the Sunset Serenade, Last Lullaby. Very long name. Welcome. I hope you're having a good Friday. Yeah, that got rid of the fog there. Oh, Elias. Something is different since last time. Great new camp setup. Thank you. It's taken me a while to set all this up. but it's nice. And plus, I have I have cool things like and we're bigger, and there's a chat. But I think I have to change something so that it maintains the chat from before. But hi, yes, much bigger video and big chat, and you're right there, right there. Oh, you could take the one from under there. Thanks, Jurassic. Yes. Big and better quality, that's the important thing. No, because like last time we had like ended up just talking like for like 45 minutes after stream, so I was like, I'll just make something that's more set for that. So that's what that is. And they still have the like screen down there if needed, and I can always turn that off, or we can just put a big picture of Michael right here. Oh no, I'm like showing on that monitor. There, we fixed it. Okay. Now let me push this back here. So, all right. I did fix some stuff with it, but it's getting there. Progress. Oh yeah, Pinky's got to do something here. I was like, it's done.
Every time you say Pinky, and then you go to a chain. Where's Meal?
He's looking the wrong way though. He's kind of giving that sidelong look. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at Brain. That's why. There we go.
I wonder if they've ever done like an episode in the Brain where they were close.
Wouldn't be surprised. Something like it.
Yeah, that'd be great if they get with like the real versions of whoever. To be me, I'm me.
But you know that Brain would then feel jealous of his own self. Yeah. Because that one would be superior at everything, and he would be very angry about it.
So you would have to destroy him.
What do I want to have Pinky do? I think I'm just gonna have him kind of like lean in for a sec and just kind of like to get a better look at Brain's butt. I don't know. Do a little bit like this. Did that work? Yeah, that doesn't really feel like a... I think I need more of an angle. Oh yeah, sorry, Derpy's a little smaller on this set, or when I have it on the chat setup.
Well, he was...
We're talking about when he was in the other view. Okay, and then let's just get the neck down. Oh.
Could be a little low.
Just a little. And then a little head tilt, because that always makes things better. Hello, Redstoner. I'm doing well. How are you? Mike says hi, too.
Well, he didn't say hi to me. I didn't want to interrupt.
It's okay. You're just in the background.
I am well.
I actually just added like the chat rules, which are just like super simple. One of the chat rules to say must also say hi to Mike.
That's all.
So why do people say hi to you, Michael? Because they're forced to.
Friendship by force. Yay. Oh no, people always want my pants.
Jurassic says hi.
Jurassic says
With money.
with derbies, I don't care about the money. If you would, what if derbies should be the masses?
Elias says is wondering how you are and hopes people don't want your pain and suffering anymore.
I mean, I'm sure there are some people out there. They're not humorous. That's good.
I think his eye. I think his upper face a little bit wider. Like he's like, holy crap, that's a butt. Probably gonna be a lot quicker. Let me go back to no rules.
Just redstone. Redstone or has that's the rule. The redstone has no rule.
Thanks for the follow, Silver Neon. Christ, I didn't mess that up. Those threes would have got me. Before I never go back. Do you think AI chips will be used in comps in the near future to aid in animation? Basically, the AI doing the onion skin. I wouldn't be surprised if stuff like that already exists.
There's motion capture's got. And all they have to do on a camera and somebody have them dance around.
But that's only if the model that they're putting it on has the same bone structure.
Yeah.
But software is nuts. I would be surprised if there's things out there that can simulate and speed things up, but that's probably in the higher end, like movie stuff. And I'm working with changelings in a free software on a game platform, so I don't expect it anytime soon on our end.
I'm imagining how uncanny it would be to on a camera at a person and then have them walk around on all fours to get up to it. Yeah, really.
That's when you bring people in to do it for you, and you record it all, and you don't actually need it for anything.
Yes.
Maybe we can get Kyle. And then...
Okay, we'll just point a camera at him and tell him it's what...
Kyle, we need to... Could you get down on all fours? We don't even have to finish that sentence. He'd just be like, no.
I'm not 100% sure if we were convincing
Oh,
him.
there's Silver Neon. First time I ever got noticed. Well, his name came up. That helped. I tried to say hi to anybody that doesn't follow. There's been a bunch of people that have been following because like I put out the highlight and everything from or between streams. And today I was working on the stream stuff. So like getting the camera set, and I was in the stream software, and even if I'm not streaming, it will still notify on my screen. Like those pop-ups will still come up, and so just because I felt better about it, when they pop up, I'd still say thank you out loud to people, even though I wasn't streaming, because it's still really cool. But how's everyone today? I am doing wonderful. Today was my off Friday, so I didn't even work. It's been my father came over to help look at some stuff that at the deck that I want to get repaired, and then I spent a lot of today just playing with this thing, like trying to get the lighting, whatever, because it was originally at the lowest aperture, and then you couldn't see him. It was like completely blurred out. So
this.
I can go back to that.
Just put
It was because it's a lens that has you can get the aperture. I think you can get the aperture really big, but to do it, you have to have the shutter speed really fast. But so to get it to where I could see you, because you have to shrink down the aperture, I had to lower the shutter speed, and the lowest I could get it was right here. Otherwise, it would get choppy. So this is the best I could do. But the larger you make the hole, the bigger the depth of field. So he would have just been gone. Which I mean, yeah, we could go with that. 803 stop motion. Your patience is amazing. I would have kicked the comp across the room by now. Well, to me, it's I like these little, it's like steps in a process, and I like checkbox, like just marking it like okay, I did the stop motion bit, and I don't know, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's the right personality for this.
Yeah, patience, I think, but this taught me a lot of it. I'm fine with 2 rules first. Always say hi to Mike. Second, always Mike and Aro, how are you doing? No, mainly, the main reason I actually put the rules there was because I think a lot of people forget that you can ask questions. They think it's just me doing things, but the whole point of it is to help. So if people have questions, ask them. For show.
Question?
No.
Can I ask a question?
No, you didn't accept the rules.
I don't have the rules. Fruit. Except for me.
How to ban in real life.
It's called murder.
Okay,
It's just like Wikipedia article on murder comes up. Like, well, this is interesting.
It just comes little the clippy comes up from Microsoft. It's like, would you like help burying the body?
Yes. Clippy's always so helpful.
He is.
Yeah. Help you. Rid of bodies.
Mike is interested. He just has RBF. You gotta go. Here's 30 derps. That's a lot of derps. In her life, you just hire a hitman. It's cheap. Well, no.
It's just that I've been watching this guy animate for like years. And I find it fascinating. I've been watching it for 7 years. So if I look bored, it's just because my face has gotten popped.
No, you don't need a hitman for him. Remember the Monty Python skit? The Bring Out Your Dead?
Yes.
That's what it would be. Is you would just be like, I'm fine, and they're like...
You'd be the one carrying me out to the cart. I'm done with this one.
Yeah, there wouldn't even be a complaint. They just look at you. Be like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's going to cost you a little extra for us to have to take him. Temp ban him, secluded, putting him in the corner. just
a big old dunce hat.
Just move the trash can and just stand in the corner.
Back to the wall.
I've actually, one of the things I want to adjust is right here. I have some pictures. I want to actually take those down and replace them with some more of the sound panels. And then I have my tilted sideways apparently. My button, my YouTube button. I want to put it on the wood right here, right there. But it's a nice cabinet, and I don't want to adhere something to it that's gonna peel off a finish or something. So I want to figure out how to get it on there without destroying it first.
Put really strong magnets on it.
That's thick.
It would have to be one of those like big.
But then somebody bumps it and it goes and cracks the glass on something you can never get again.
What would a crack?
Like as it's plastic.
Oh, you're worried about somebody being...
Yeah, see, you would have just hit it right now.
Yes. Check it out, he's got it up here. Oh.
Here, look how durable it is. Do you now know how magnets work, Michael? That's the neighbors calling.
Fairy dust.
Oh, it's in the stream later. All right, see you later. 2 in the morning, and I want to at least watch the stream for a few hours before I'm going to bed. Well, go to bed if you're tired. So I realized if you have the second tier subscriber, it makes it look like the coffee mug's like frothing.
I told you, Red Soda, it's fairy dust. And it's work. Fairy dust. Tell the fairies to get it, that's fine.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
The only secret OC cameos he ever does is
There's gonna be a secret OC camera on this one, or just in longer videos. You know, it's funny. So, yeah, that little like joke thing I've been doing on, because I wanted to start utilizing the community tab on YouTube. I never did before because I thought it was useless, and it's not. It actually, like, the amount of people I've had responding on that has been stupid high. So that was just something I just was trying to figure out as a daily post. I think I'm almost done though. I have to double check. I can't remember whether I do or not. Thank you for the follow, Steampunk boy. Let me say. But most of those cameos were because I just needed a dummy. Like, I mean, not stupid. I see super smart. But I just needed something in the background, and he just works because he's basic and plain looking, and that's why I had him like that, because then I don't feel bad about throwing him in there. He doesn't have any unique things to stand out, and I never said anything about it over time because it was just fun to put him in the background. But when I started doing that, now I have all these people that leave comments on all my videos all over the place. They're like, I saw him, he's right there. And but usually I don't put him in because I'm trying to hide him in. I put him in because I just need somebody, and here I actually don't need anybody. So in all the other ones is because I was filling shots with some an audience or just lots of people. But in this one, there's only guards, changelings, and derpy. There's really no big group to worry about. But because if I force him in when there's not a situation to put them in, then I know where to put him.
You could just have it flying around the background or what?
No. Because if I'm going to put him in a shot and there is not a
please note that this OC is a mare.
No, there's no eyelashes. See?
Oh, okay.
See, it's gone.
Eyelashes do determine gender, not the booper.
Well, also, this model is still VN. This is a very old model, and back then the male models were pretty poor for lip syncing.
Still pretty.
So what we're going to do, so the idea is if I put him anywhere that is visible as a pony, he's going to stand out, and that's not what I do with him. He's supposed to just fill a spot that I would normally put for anybody. But I can always hide him somewhere so that you don't see him. Like over here.
He's a tree horse.
Nope. Come on.
There's room up there.
So if I put him back here, soon.
Everyone watching the stream sees him, they get a cookie.
Just like this. And then he's like, soon. No, so that I don't mind doing, but I wouldn't put him just standing somewhere in the background. If I'm going to put it in, I'm going to put him in a complicated background so that he visually does not stand out, because all the other points are filling him in as a pony would in a normal shot. People are running in the background. People are doing that. Hello, Night Rancer. Welcome. Rule. There's a rule. Oh, yeah. No, Red. That's a rule. If you say hi to Argo, you have to say hi to Mike, and you broke that rule.
What if they say hi to just me, and they ignore you? I think I like this scenario.
Well, that's okay, because I'm so far up on this, so many highs than you, that you need to catch up. No, I'm drinking. Yeah, it's mineral water. Thank you. Carbonated mineral. Oh, you're finishing that bottle off?
I'm finishing that bottle off. It's not good one. But it needs to get out.
Poison said hi to you, but he said hi to me first.
Ignore him. I'm whatever. I could say that with a straight face. What is happening to your horse?
He's pumping iron. Thank you for the follow. Funandly? Funandly. I messed that up. What's the story, boy?
Hello.
Oh, is it
Silver.
Denmeister Twitch? I'm enough frightened. You should be. No, I need to put him like this. He needs to be sneak. So what is he? Oh, that's too sneak. Undo the sneak.
Just an ear. Anyone sees your OC back there?
Okay, so it will be out of focus, which means that I do need to move him more in because I don't want to make it so he's impossible to see. Yeah, he'll be really hard to see. That's perfect. Like, see if I put him in this window. Thanks for the follow, Harvard. He would stand out so much and he'd be obvious, and I don't want that. I want it to be an Easter egg, not a like him waving his hands saying, "Look at me." How much of the software do you have to look up the official documentation to learn? I've only had to look up official documentation for very specific things, like changing resolution to go above 1080 on a render. Not really an essential thing. Some of the load options, basically advanced stuff. Most of those stuff to learn it, you don't need official documentation. I definitely went to their YouTube channel and looked up information, went through all the tutorials, but it's pretty easy to just jump in and learn, but I would highly recommend, if you're going to use it, go through all of Valve's tutorials, their video tutorials. It's nothing about reading documentation. It's not like going to learn Blender and you go like, what does this button do? And you find like this whole 18-page document that just explains it in like Latin. There's none of that. Thankfully, it's a lot of YouTubers explaining how to do things. So it's in your speak. Hello, window. And a spicy meatball. Easter egg, not a cameo. Yeah, well, all the other, I call it cameo on the community thing because it was just the easiest way to put it. And actually, like all the GIFs, do I still have some of these back here? No, I just got my flailing changeling. He was supposed to be faster, but they messed up the render and I didn't have time, so I just left it like that. But most of them I've been calling art or cameo GIFs. But I think I'm out. I don't think...
He is going to turn into Where's Waldo.
I don't think I have any more cameos that I haven't already put in there. Because no.
Is that what the video release today? It was just all your OC cameos?
No, I put on the community tab on YouTube. I've been putting it out every couple days if I have nothing else to post. But like, no, well, he's in the trailer, but that doesn't count. Chemistry does.
I think I know where all your...
I'm a focus in that one, so that doesn't count. He's not in that one.
Were you in the Lyra one?
Lyra Vitale? Yeah, I was. Thanks for the follow, Christian CPG. Appreciate it. Excuses? No. I didn't even have the OC then. It was one of the first things I did. Piggy Pike, Asin, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy to the party.
Right.
Didn't have an OC then. Grover's Demise didn't have space for it. Frustrui, no. Fruitless Efforts, no. I think I might be caught up on it. Unless I am actually forgetting where I put my OC. Do I have it in Luna's Banishment?
I don't...
No. No, I think I actually... I gotta figure out something else to do on the community tab because I think I'm caught up.
Yeah, I know that you had it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's me talking, it doesn't count. But I think I'm actually caught up, and that's...
Were you, that one...
I thought I had more.
Little Pip. Thought he was one of the guys who got blown up.
Oh, no. I made that so long ago now?
The Lightbringer.
Is it this one? Well, let's take a look.
It's kind of hard to tell. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was.
So this guy has a mohawk. Oops. I'm gonna turn that down. That guy that gets blown out the window has
it's definitely not him.
And then
Maybe.
all of these are just
Cool.
ghouls.
I guess I thought he was the guy.
Well, there is which blooper? No, that one's not the one I count. Where is the other bloopers? Because I have blooper milestone, but where's blooper number 2? Because blooper number 2, I have me in there.
Got one.
Yeah.
Blue.
I see you later, Silver. No, I don't think it was in the banishment. Yeah, the captions. Yeah, those captions were. I was definitely bored one day. That's all they were. So this, I think, I want to have the camera moving a little bit, just a teeny bit. We're gonna have it do just kind of a sideways bit. Yeah, that like that. And that's already focused in. Yep. And what else with that do I need to do? Oh, I need to make sure to not forget the camera needs to continue in that vein here.
Are you pondering?
Oh, I turn the camera ever so slightly and it just completely negates it. There we go. Let's try that. That's not enough camera movement. That.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Perfect. Obrigado. Yeah, I'm definitely in that one. And there's so I gotta find that because there's a reference to that, and I wish I could remember.
Huh?
Yeah, but at this point, I must have put it in like extra content or something.
Oh, there's that folder that's just like.
I think those are the individual renders. No, because that wasn't a blooper. What did I name it?
Don't.
Show me blooper.
I need some.
Is it under extras? You're not. Get out of there. Get in your main video. Anyway, so on this, this reference at the end with doing whatever that is. The maid outfit is there's a stream from back in like 2016 or something that Kyle was arguing that so somebody used to be on the streams before. He's the one that did in the latest highlight video the ace fighter pilot thing, and he was saying that just removing eyelashes doesn't make it a male, and I had a reason why to do that back then. Now I could probably go to an actual male model, but I just leave it because it's fun. And yeah, he complains. But while he was going on his little stint about that, I pulled in the maid outfit in the background and loaded it in without it actually being visually seen, and I asked him if it looked feminine, and then I slid that on and asked him again, and he just erupted laughing, and he just couldn't stop laughing. And then I made him start dancing. I started making him do this dance with it, and he couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard at it, just because the outfit just kind of slid on. It was like the sudden maid, as he said. So it became a joke with him, and so when I did this, I thought it'd be funny just to go along the that vein, that joke we did.
It's a nice thing about using that model is you have a lot more options for clothing.
You could use the male and make it work though, because like even this one, you can see every now and then there's clipping. So everything's gonna have some clipping. If there's a male model, you just kind of adjust if it's, you can't see the thigh in the shot, just slide the thigh in the inside and keep the rest of the leg visible. Who cares? As long as the leg that you can see is where it should be. I do that all the time.
Well, the female models are a lot cuter. So.
Like here, actually, there's this break in the shoulder. That's in the original too, not just the blooper. The whole point of this video is to be a rush, that the Milky Way video, and so I just didn't bother fixing it because it would have just taken too much time.
It was a good. I think the first video I ever.
It's such a stupid video. It's just
It's the first one I ever saw.
because that was the only reason that exists is because I made Clusterbuck, which had all the ponies except Applejack.
I never saw that one.
And people complained that Applejack wasn't in it. So within 24 hours of that video coming out, I made one that I replaced all the ponies with Applejack.
Thanks to you, because of that video, I don't think I can hear that song proper anymore. Like, I think he's singing "Hold Me," but all I hear is.
I don't hear Pony. Like I have to concentrate to hear Pony. I think I can call that one done because there's really nothing I have to do there. It'd be cool if there's an animation where the Princess Moon came out. I kind of did that in Luna's Banishment.
I want him to animate a picture. Oh, Derpy,
Everyone pondering.
just sitting in her house.
Are you pondering what
Just
I'm
sitting.
pondering?
But here's the thing: you can't mention any like 20. What you want? Oh, hi.
One green
Green.
green coin.
I imagine that it would be the most boring video in the world. It would just be her. She'd eat a muffin. Somebody would come to visit for like 5 minutes to drop something off and leave. And most of the video would just be her sitting. All I want.
I'll just T-pose her the whole time.
No,
And like when she eats the muffins, you just like bash it in her face a couple times.
Just the muffin.
It just shrinks every time you do. It's
Just smash it against the side of her face.
Oh yeah, so the one thing I almost forgot on this is I need to bake the procedural bones. Otherwise, they could go ahead and go nuts. So I want to make sure that on all of these that it is not just there, but that everything is play-headed. And talking about you brought up the changelings being cute. I actually, these new ones, these are some of the newer ones. They're really nice. Like, I anticipated that there's going to be some issues, but they're actually probably one of my favorite models to work with right now, because they look perfect. And the lip syncing is actually really, really well done, and they look good from the front and sides. And sometimes some models don't look good from the front or the side. From the front. The pony's usually good from the side, but as soon as you go to the front, sometimes the proportions don't work right. But it's just because 3D to 2D. Jackals.
That's the crazy thing. I've
2020. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually quite new to the Bernie community, so sorry if I don't get many references or names. No, that's fine, because some of the coolest things in joining a community late is figuring out all those things, and you have this wealth to pull from. We've all been here too long, so like we've seen it all. There's not adventure and new things to see. Hello, Simon. Welcome. Thanks for the follow.
Blows my mind. I was reading Twitter posts of other people on the Bernie community. People are just joining
After it's already done.
It blew my mind. Well, I mean, it's not done, but it's definitely not.
It's done, Michael.
Pinnacle. Tony Life and T5 is right around the corner.
I think, but no, that means
Pony Life.
I joined because of the memes. So that shows that the show wasn't what brought me in. It was what people made, and there's going to be plenty of that still.
What brought me in was just seeing lots of memes from the show being sprayed in TNT. Kept me in the show, and then I mean that show turned my brain into freaking about a year. Why? Ponies was the only thing
I'm going to move him a little bit further in. I blurred the background a bit more, and then I don't mind putting him a little bit more visible. But now I have to put a really stupid face on him.
Oh, Jackal, my only recommendation is start from the beginning and just...
Episodes 1 and 2 aren't very good.
I'm not, yeah.
To me though, show can be good. It starts good, it gets really good, then it gets bumpy, but still with a lot of good mixed in. But to me, the show isn't what made the community. It's all the cool things that the community made, and that stuff is the stuff that probably will still be made for quite a while more.
Yeah. Defense of the first 2 episodes though, they're not that good, but they establish really good lore. I do like the lore that was.
Needs to be happy.
The writing just wasn't.
That's changeling. Why do I keep?
I think Lauren Faust was better at world building. I think her and George Lucas. She built an amazing world. Like, I think that was deals with the show. That the world was as expansive as Lord of the Rings.
I recently heard with Brony. I started watching before Twilight became Princess, then stopped in hiatus, and now I watched the whole series about 3 times in a row.
That's more than I've watched.
Yeah, I was seasons behind. I stopped caring about the show many years ago. It's just the community that kept me interested.
I always kept up on the episodes, but I don't think I've seen most of them. 2 ones that are really good that I've seen, maybe 2.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Love the show, but I'm just not really big on.
That reminds me, because people had mentioned Storytime Argo before, there was anybody been to BabsCon? And not only that, but BabsCon, like, not last year's, but the one before that, hello Luigi, they had a panel for Ambient, which was, it's a Ambient Prologue or whatever. It's a game that they're making, Celestia and Luna, and a snowy post-apocalyptic kind of environment type thing. Really cool looking game. But there's a guy there that was advertising it and had a panel for it. And they had some technical difficulties with the screen. It was not playing correctly. And so they kept trying to play, but it kept freezing or not freezing, but it would have this like weird interlaced overlay where you couldn't really see half the video. But at the very beginning of that trailer, and you can even find one of the Ambient trailers that's out there that is this, it starts a couple seconds in, and then it has her go repetition, and it is amazing when you're at a thing like that and it keeps breaking, so they keep restarting it and it keeps saying repetition repetition and it did this probably a dozen times to where it got funnier every single time, to the point of like we were dying laughing. And then when he eventually got it, I think he got it fixed or just ended up playing it through, we were like, play it again. It was so good. I love when panels go wrong. Man, the 100th episode came and that was awesome. Yeah, that was fun. I actually, for the 100th episode, the Slice of Life one, that was the weekend that premiered. MLP MSP 3 was going on, and so we went and watched it live with about 1,000 people with M.A. Larson, who wrote it, in the audience. And then right afterwards, the hour after the episode was the reaction where Saber Spark and AC Race Best asked M.A. Larson about the episode that we just watched. Very, very cool experience. I mean, I've been to the things where they do the episode showing and talk to the writer, but just have that episode with the writer shown live with 1,000 people and then immediately talking to the writer was super cool. It's one of the highlights of conventions that I've seen.
I think M.A. Larson was more in tune with fandom than any of the other writers. Without question. And I think in that episode he was...
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
But then he had the last episode that he wrote for the series was more of a... less of a love letter and more of a critique or a criticism. But it was also a really good episode, so...
What is with this? They're like... Are these meant to be just pure black? Or this is about just one side of these?
Yeah, it kind of works as long as the lighting is low. They just fade.
Well, these are only lit from one side, so this doesn't work until I go to this side of it. But then it lights both sides. Just...
I think you're just gonna have to, live with it.
No.
I don't know what you're gonna do about it.
They're supposed to be brown.
Gonna
So
texture it. Oh,
we color the light.
not gonna work.
Color the light to brown. We drop its brightness. I don't need it to be bright. I just need it to not be the void. That's all I care about.
I will say episode 100 was a lot better. They did try to do something with episode 2. Stuff this.
Who wrote that one?
I can't remember who wrote it, but it was essentially the voice. The whole premise of episode 200 was essentially they asked the main 6 actors and the actor who...
Oh, I thought that one wasn't... I thought that one was neat, but it wasn't episode 100.
No. Essentially, the voice actors wrote it. They had help from one of the writers to put it together, but they all asked them what they would like to see the characters do. And then they turned it into an episode, and that was what episode 2. It was the one where Twilight was trying to get the crown from Shining.
Mm-hmm. I know my brony stuff. Jeez.
Well, even Pony.
Dude.
The stallion, though. You don't count. You heard me.
Well, then... There we go.
Not a pony.
It's a pony.
Move.
You're bad at pony.
How about that one?
That one's at least cuter.
Move.
Yona's not that good.
Move. We are.
Yona's kind of cute. Cute
Move.
for them fighting her. Them fighting her. Anyways.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Okay, so that's not... It's better. I can't get rid of those. That's the problem. Without completely decompiling the map. So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna slap some lights on it and call it kosher. I think... Oh no, I can't make this green because I have to clean up his stuff. Hello, Wendell. Yes, moo. Well, hello, Syria. You just need 2 lights. Oh, sorry. I'm going backwards here. Back from munching, I'm just checking in. How's the Arizona textures treating you? Yes, actually, thank you very, very much for that. I haven't actually touched it really since we got it there, and then gave her a really...
She is weird looking. I almost want you to change your eyes. They don't match.
No, I will be doing red eyes.
Well,
Let's do it right now.
I almost want you to give them the shows texture. Because they seem all out of place for this world.
I can. Who has red eyes? No, I need red. What color is Blackjack has?
They're red.
Blackjack. Thank you for the follow, Betafesta. Here's the beef. He's on a bridge, the beef bridge. This is the like, beef bridge. It's fun to say.
Beef bridge.
Welcome to the bridge of beef. Every step is.
No. I like the idea that beef.
Would you like your bridge well done?
Oh, I can't cook well done. I can't even cook rare.
Okay. Alright, so I know you said make posters, then create show scenes, then make your own animations as you get the skills. What was the easiest to make a 3D pony do? There's kind of like different levels, and it kind of I would say you kind of can look at it from camera shots, because there's a close shot, a medium shot, and a far shot. And to me, the animation kind of works in a similar manner. That's a perfect shot. So I'll explain the camera shots and then what I mean by it. So normally a camera shot is going to be like kind of a zoomed in, and it's going to be probably cut off at about the mid body. You don't want to have a floating head for the ponies. So, or either like this close shot or about like here. And that's going to be your close shot. If I zoom out a little bit and then cut it off about mid legs, that's going to be a medium shot, where you're getting more of their body involved. And then this would be a full shot. And the way I see it is, did I miss your silly face? I see it now. I will get to it. Let me answer this question first. So animation is the same way. So if you want to get started with it, I would probably start with what would be a close-up. Focus on some of the faces here, and maybe some of the upper body, but not worrying about how it interacts with the ground. So just like head turns, making them look at the camera, look away. That's really simple. Then I would start with kind of that mid-shot stuff, which is going to be where you're going to have some more leg interactions, but whether or not it's perfectly matching with the ground or any interacting object, maybe not so much of a worry. Once you start playing with an object that is interacting with something that is not in its skeleton, things get complicated really fast. So trying to get them to sway and move, you're having to lock certain things or play with rigs, and that gets complicated. So, and even with the mid shot, if you have somebody that doesn't have legs interacting with the ground, like arms, play with the arms because they're free floating. But I would just don't jump right to like interactions with other things like ground, because it gets complicated quick. But having them go from a standing to a sit position, or from sitting to standing, that's actually a very difficult thing to do, to make it look good. But it's a good way to start because it's just two different poses and then you're mixing them together. Okay. Okay, we're at him, so let's do that. Where would it go? What is this?
Well, I think so, but...
Oh, I don't have the listing out here yet.
Oh, it's too stupid.
Oh, look, you made him sad. He's like, I know. Me. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. That's like a carrot. He's eating food. Love only. There, he's sad.
We will.
Think so. But
Oh, I think I still worry. There we go. Fixed. I'll explain something so detailed. Well, ask questions. I don't mind answering them. Actually, it's answering the questions here has helped me at work. And I've had to do because while I've been doing streaming, I've had 3 different jobs now, and a lot of them is I've been running tutorials and documents on how to tell people how to do a job or a certain process. And with the questions that are asked here, I know a lot of the information, but I have to try to think how far do I have to go back in information to get to that point to answer that question. And knowing or getting a good innate feeling for that has helped me at work, because I can write instructions from the perspective of somebody that may not know the full process. Or when people are like, well, let's do this, I'm like, well, you're forgetting about the people that don't know how to do the 3 things before it. And it's actually helped give me a perspective that has helped me at my job. So thank you for asking questions, because it helped me for sure. What is the meaning of life? 42. I know that's a really old joke, but I love that book, so we're gonna go with it.
well, I think so.
We will discuss.
I still don't really want to. I want to do lip syncing off of here because I think that's kind of boring. So, no, if you want my actual answer to the meaning of life is to be happy. That's it. Life is too short to be angry, sad, depressed, to be jealous and hateful and greedy. Just be happy.
Well, I think so.
So I'm gonna go and clean up brain here. What did you say?
To be happy is
To hear the lemons? That's what I heard you say.
That's what I said. I couldn't say lamentations because I just said lemons.
The meaning of life is lemons.
Lemons. Eat lemons.
That's why you have lemonade.
Life gives you lemons. Eat those lemons.
Or like the from Portal. Like, when life gives you lemons, make life take the lemons back. Demand to see life's manager.
Yes. One of the best moments in video game history.
Spend most of bombarding you with questions, so I spend more time in SFM and only ask any more questions. But what you already did explain helped me a lot. Okay, good. Is anybody I think I've asked this on the stream before. So in Hitchhiker's Guide, the ultimate question, they were asking for the ultimate the answer to the ultimate question, which was what is the meaning of I forgot the life, the universe, and everything, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And the computer took 1,000 years and ended up coming with the answer 42. And when they're like, what the hell is that? They're like, well, you can't just ask me that kind of a question. You can't get the ultimate question without the ultimate, or the ultimate answer without the ultimate question. And they develop a computer to develop the ultimate question. Does anybody here know what the ultimate question is?
No, I know. I don't know what the ultimate question. I know what the computer was.
From the book. In the book, I think it was book 4, because Hitchhiker's Guide is 5 books. I think it was book 4, they actually give you the ultimate question. Does anybody know what that question is? It is not just an arbitrary thing. They actually have they got the question.
Now I'm curious.
Because everybody knows 42, but not everybody knows the question that actually came out of it. I can give you the context if you don't mind spoilers for the book, but at this point the book's like, what, 1970s or something? It's
an old book.
It is a brilliantly written book that does not feel like it's written in the 70s, though.
I'm gonna read pony fan fictions. I ain't got time for your classes.
Just replace the people with ponies. Done.
It's hard.
It's hard with the airspeed velocity and undulating swallow. African or European? I don't think anybody's gonna get it. So I can't remember the exact phrasing of it, Hold on. I need... That's what I thought. So, what they do in the book was they end up going back to prehistoric Earth, and they realized that because Earth was the computer that was going to develop the question, and it was destroyed before the question was finished, just before it was finished, they're like, well, we're the product of the planet right before it was finished. Maybe we know the question. So they fill out Scrabble pieces, and essentially in a bag, and they started pulling out letters to make the question. And because they said that was everything that they had in the bag, and everything is a part of the Earth, so it should have the question. And so they pulled it out, and they were able to make the question with the pieces. And the question was, what is 6 times 7? So they gave 42, and then when they built the computer to determine the question to the answer, they didn't do it to figure out the answer. They did it to the answer the computer gave originally, and they fucked up again.
That's wonderful.
I love it. It is so anticlimactic in the book when they say that. They're just like, huh, and then that's it. You never hear about it again. If you can ever read all the books of the Hitchhiker's Guide, I highly recommend it, because it is decades old, but it doesn't feel like it. And like, you'll be reading the book and the normal story, and then suddenly they'll like jump to a story about how mattresses came into existence from the planet where mattress monsters are harvested, and it just completely goes off the wall and it goes back to the original story. It is an amazing book.
I'm really surprised they haven't turned that into a series yet.
They made a movie.
I know they made a movie.
And it was decent. They mixed a lot of stuff and they cut off some stuff. Like the whole truth ray thing never existed in the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had to move something.
They had to move the plot along. And I think the whole Earth destroying thing isn't even in book 1. I think that's
much later.
Or going back to Earth isn't until much later. But they do it at the end of the first one. But the main jokes are there.
They rebuilt. Remember, right?
No, at the end of the movie, but in the books, it's only halfway through. Interesting thing, like the Hitchhiker's Guide, like they go into a lot more history about that. Like the book itself is sold across all the universe, lots and lots of copies. But they had sold so many, they were like, well, how the hell do we sell more copies of this book? We sold it to literally every living thing in the entire universe. How do we sell more copies of this book? Other dimensions.
Of course.
So they say instead of making a book, or a book and printing out billions and trillions of copies, why would we just print one book and then send it to all dimensions? Then we only have to make one book. Problem is this book like gains sentience. and it is hilarious. The book ends, all the books end in such an anticlimactic but perfect way. And so it's good. I highly recommend it if you can. The movie's name is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It has, what's the guy that played that movie? The lead actor. He played The Hobbit. He played Watson in the BBC Sherlock.
And I got a face in my...
What's his name? That's gonna bug me.
The Hobbit was... Bilbo.
Not Bilbo.
Not Bilbo?
Oh, no, it is Bilbo. Yes. Martin Freeman. I looked in who played The Hobbit, and it comes up with this... No. Give me him. Martin Freeman. And he did a really, really good job with the movie. It was a good movie. And it made some of its own jokes that still felt within the same vein of what it should be. But it's good. If you can take a time to read the book, it's not that expensive. I bought all 5 books for, I think, $10 on Google.
He's saying the book gains sentience actually reminded me of an episode.
Pondering what I'm pondering.
And it struck a chord because in the episode, he wants to bring his fan fiction to life. Wants to bring the characters in his book to life. So he asks somebody to bring it to life, and he just brings the book to life. And then the book is just screaming. Very bad.
There's none of that.
Pondering.
Who doesn't want to bring the
Pondering.
characters to fan fictions?
God.
Bad fan fiction? I was pretty sure we're just a bad fan fiction.
I'm gonna do. Yes, let's do that. The next time we're at a convention, was bring the Bible to the damn. No.
Church.
Pony church. A brony church.
Pondering what
Yes.
I'm pondering. What I'm pondering.
No, the I forgot my thought.
What I'm
That's okay. We'll
pondering.
just let it go.
I'm
It's probably better that way.
pondering what I'm pondering. What I'm pondering. Pondering.
No, you're just hopeful thinking.
What I'm pondering. I'm pondering. What I'm pondering. Pondering.
A little bit faster.
Oh, that's...
Oh yeah, it's the name I said before. Bolt of History, hello. And hello, Grossly. The Bibble. Can I say that it's really heartwarming seeing Argo and Mike giggle together over
So
something.
sick.
Friendship is truly magic, my friends. Yeah, because when we're not on here, like literally I'm just beating the crap out of
as
him.
soon as this is over, he's basically just gonna slap me, then start kicking, and I gotta go back into my cage.
I'm pondering. I'm pondering. I'm pondering. Pondering. I'm pondering. What I'm pondering. What I'm pondering.
If I cut this just right, you can hear him Pinky. It'll
Totally.
because it does say Pinky, I believe.
Pinky.
Yeah, but I don't want to have the names. I actually had to
I think so.
right here. He says, "I think so." Brain. I had to cut that out.
I wouldn't even bother cutting it out. Anybody should know that it's a reference.
No, Brain.
I mean, why can't these
Well,
change-
technically, they're all named after body parts, and Pinky and
Yeah.
Brain are both body part names.
Yeah.
But I find it better if I don't have names attached to them.
I think having to change his name. Wonderful.
No,
I mean, it's not like any of the changelings' names are really all established. So, other than Thorax.
pushing the words of Mighty Jimmy. Just don't fuck with Jimmy. Let's make a deal with the devil. Ask to be sent and kept in heaven in a box. I'm sorry, but mission safe. Mike is a go. Mike, just you wait. We will safe you, brave shoulder.
Can't wait to be.
You can't get anywhere. I'll have locks on the inside.
It does.
I need help. I hugged my friends, but it didn't shoot rainbow lasers. Do you think they're bad friends? Yeah, I think you should return them to the store or a pawn shop, because they're defective. If you have the receipt, those work too. Rex and pharynx are both part of the insect anatomy, so there's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's part of the insect anatomy.
Insects have brain.
Do they have pinkies?
Maybe.
No. We're gonna
Pondering what I'm pondering.
just play it safe and not have names, because then I just don't have to deal with it. Wow, they go really wobbly right here.
Pretty sure, had thumbs.
From the movie Bees?
Wasn't it? Just
Bee movie?
B movie. Yes, that movie.
No, that's a bad movie.
It had thumbs. It wasn't a bad movie. It had Jerry Seinfeld.
I was watching Film Theory where they were talking about that movie, and they're like, this premise is completely stupid, it makes no sense. They're like, the honeybees sued, and like, but if we didn't have honeybees, we would be perfectly fine. Bees, yes, honeybees are an invasive species brought over from England. They are not native to America.
We should have been about bumblebees.
And they said even if they did, then if they took away, like, we farm the honey, but it made no sense. It made zero sense, and they would probably all just die off afterwards.
I mean, I think one of my favorite parts of that movie was when he
Pondering what I'm
the
pondering.
defense against the beast
I'm pondering.
points out that his parents
Pondering
can't
what I-
possibly be his parents because one queen that gives birth to the entire hive, and the parents are just like, oh, and they don't counter it. They're just like,
Pondering what
yeah,
I-
that's true. We're not really his
Pondering.
parents. We just play the part, and it's just like it's
wrong?
funny.
I'm pondering.
Meta.
Well, there was the thing too of they said like worker bees are all female or something, but they were showing them all as big beefy males, and they're like, uh-oh.
Like they point out all the inconsistencies.
What's the green slider in your timeline editor next to the playhead lock button? Oh, this one right here. So there, it is a mod or a script you can download. On the workshop, if you just look up like volume slider, that's what this is. So if I turn this up,
What I'm pondering.
it's
Pondering what I'm pondering.
it lets me change the volume. It doesn't work the greatest. Sometimes like that little value that comes up won't go away, or sometimes the volume will be locked at a lower volume until, even if it's at 100%, until I click it when I first opened it. So there's some issues with it, and sometimes it'll be where it, instead of it being mute and then drop volume on non-mute, it will be that it will drop the volume on the mute, so I can well muted change the volume, and then I can't change the volume on max or when the volume's on. So there's some problems with it, but it's still convenient, very convenient. I love having it. Gotta go bathroom.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate knowing.
We should let
No,
everyone
no.
in this chat know
I got 3 dubs on Fall Guys.
what that means.
I don't play Fall Guys. Did you get 3 wins? Or is it yeah?
Should we be worried for you?
Yes.
The primary question.
No, he had an exclamation point after Argo. Unless he's in pain. Are you in pain? Do you need help?
Should we call someone?
No, you shouldn't call help. You already need help. Derby should be inside a tank. Derby's not going to be inside a tank.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Oh, like a
That's
battle
probably
tank.
too much.
Yeah, she got weaponized. too.
Pondering what? Are you pondering what I'm
A little bit more.
I'm just trying to figure out how
pondering? What I'm pondering.
we end up. I don't know.
Pondering what I'm pondering.
So the wings are something I'm not sure how to handle in here. The way I see insect wings is that they're not going to flap.
It was,
Yeah, they're flat and they move, which means I'm okay with moving them from the base, but I don't really want to move them. I don't want to articulate the centers, I guess. I don't want to make them floppy.
Pondering what I'm pondering.
Yeah, so when he goes, and that's what I've done before, I've actually put in multiple sets of wings on some of them. But like here, I don't mind churning his wings because he's churning,
I'm pondering.
and probably even dipping him a little bit. But I don't want to.
Pondering. I'm pondering. Pondering. Ring.
how to change
Ring.
look when they're like up to the.
They don't.
I'll leave them out the whole.
Ring.
Like the pony wings
Ring.
are a separate model. These ones,
Oh, I mean, like in the show.
I think they're always just angry and screaming, so their wings are. Yeah, I can't even get rid of these. I have to shrink. I mean, I can just shrink them down or something, but there's no close or open for these. Are you got a Pinkie Pie in the brain? No, but I'm already doing this. It means he got 3 wins. That's what I thought. I don't play the game. Adam, that we know, Adam the Amazing, has just been like addicted to that game and has been just spamming memes.
Don't worry for him.
Yeah, I think he went off the deep end of he went from Technicolor horses to Technicolor jelly beans.
Well, I mean, he's always been like the meme lord, so he chases the latest fads, essentially.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
You know, I might be able to just dip this part a teeny bit, just to show that they're flexible.
I'm pondering.
The game looks like a good romp, but I kind of feel like it's one of those games that play excessively, and then they're the only people who ever actually win.
Well, it's a game that it's a platformer, so the better you get at it, the more you learn the tricks and the trades, and the more you just throw people off ledges, the better you do. And so yeah, you'll win more over time. But
The casual player stands.
yeah, it does somewhat fulfill one of my things of I love what do you call it, roguelikes and roguelite and roguelike games, and in a way it's kind of a roguelike. So you don't really every time you go through you fail and you just learn and get better to go through again. So it's kind of a roguelike type game. So in that aspect I would kind of enjoy it, but I've got other things. I've actually, like, the last like month and a half I've been focusing a lot on YouTube stuff, and so about half my week of my free time I spend on YouTube instead of playing video games. So I don't want to add something else to there that's just going to distract me. I already had enough of that with Satisfactory. That like ate up my life for a month.
I have
It was a lot of fun.
playing a video game all day yesterday, but it was more of a job than playing.
What I'm pondering.
That's future stuff.
That is future stuff.
He's working on something that we were going to do on a stream,
But it's a secret.
but it's a secret. So the next couple weeks.
Pondering what I'm pondering. What I'm pondering.
Yes, Derpy.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I think I can call
there
this
is a Derpy in
done.
this video.
Oh, I just realized that I lit this one, but there's like... I'm just gonna leave it like that. Because nobody's gonna be looking at this first shot and going, oh my god. What is this magical shadow spawn? Risk of Rain 2 is also addictive. Yes. I bought, when the game first was announced on the Gearbox thing, they had it buy one get one free, and so I bought 2 copies, and Kyle bought one off of me, and we played that quite a bit. That game is pretty addicting, and the updates have only made it better since then, and that is definitely a rogue. That's still a roguelike. You're just unlocking characters, not really upgrades. That one is fun, I will agree.
The only thing I know about Risk of
Oh,
Rain
Chill
is
Wrench.
that Risk of Rain was a popular game. It was a popular game, but they were both very...
They were the same game, but not the same game. They took almost everything. It was almost an identical characters, monsters, and everything. Mm-hmm. But I never played the first one, and I love pixel graphics. But the second one did very, very well. I think it was very, very good.
Like, the first one was all pixel graphics, and the second one was like 3D, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 3D, but it was simple 3D. Yeah. But that, even with the simplicity of it, when you start into the ha difficulties, it starts getting nuts. Where even my frame rate starts dropping because there's just so much stuff going on. But it's fun.
It does look like fun. I did see quite a few people. I've never played it.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow. Ow! 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 Ow!
It started like the camera going out of focus, and I was half expecting like the whole thing just.
When you stub your toe, yes, that is exactly like. Well, first you have this, when you're like, oh crap. No, because when you first stub your toe, you jam it, and then you go, here comes the pain. There it is. Like it's this like gravity is fighting its way up to your brain.
That's a lot of coffee.
Let's see here. Stupid face.
Hold on. That count?
I'm glad I didn't look, because that'd be scary. Let's see, how wide can I make the mouth?
What are you talking about? My stupid face is amazing.
It's like, he's getting, like the wind.
It's not the wind. Like his face is just being burned away, and this is the start of it.
We will disguise ourselves
I
as
love
a
how you're
cow.
just like,
No, that's creepy.
it's the best comment I've ever seen. Is you're great, but no. It's like you're no, you're this is pat, but no.
You get an A for effort. Well, thanks for the follow, Matthew. You pulled it, Matthew. I hope it didn't hurt.
I got a D
Disguise
minus
ourselves as a
forever.
cow.
I'm being moved on to the next class, but it's just because the teacher doesn't really want to deal with it.
Deal with you?
I get the D.
So
You pass. But
I was gonna make a sex joke, but I'll pass on that too.
sex joke?
She gave you a D. Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't gonna do it. But then you twisted my arm.
Well, I was curious now.
All right.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
I know. I wasn't gonna see.
It's my fault.
That's him.
It's all me.
Hey, if it stays in here, it's okay. How do you make those camera zooms?
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
All I did was just I grabbed the camera like this, and then I did this. That's about it. There's nothing really
Disguise
complex
ourselves as
about
a
it.
cow.
It's just timing it with the audio. And
Cow.
this only does the camera zoom, so I don't have to worry about changing focal distance. But if I was actually changing physical position, sometimes that gets difficult. And even here,
Disguise.
I technically do have to change the focus a little bit because he goes forward. So in this case,
We will.
Because you have it working hard, guys, so people to do things.
so like now this is a better focus. When he goes forward,
Disguise ourselves as a
I need to from here to actually to there. So this needs to go slightly forward again. There.
disguise ourselves as a cow.
Right here. So at this point, I need to have him actually focus backwards. It's not a big change, but the higher your aperture, and right now it's pretty high, the more that makes a change. So it's important to pay attention to that, I guess. Just looking from Destroy All Humans. Nope, it's Pinky in the Brain. Here, it's if I take and add this part in,
What I'm pondering, Pinky.
and then if I move this out of the way.
Well, I think so, Blaine, but
Yeah, Destroy All Humans it's a very old game that just got remake.
well, I think so.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
Okay, so he needs to be. Did I lock that? Yes, I did. I think for him, do I have to worry about his tail?
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
I think
That voice is dead. What he uses for Chancellor Nace.
he probably just has the one voice.
Yeah, it's just very popular. Probably just his actual voice. Which
We will
I would
disguise
love to have
ourselves as a cow.
him. So charismatic.
We will disguise.
Okay, so this for the wings, I want to have them.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow. We will
Okay, so for these, see he flap. This is how they fly. They scoop the air. Oops. See. I can make this. I want to have the wings kind of go down a little bit. I can't really have them like droop that much. It really doesn't make sense for those wings, but I can have them go down a little bit.
We'll disguise our.
That's too fast.
We'll disguise ourselves as a cow.
No, 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 no.
Cow. Ourselves as a cow. As a cow.
Okay, so then these can go down a little bit. Oops. Down a little bit. This is the anticipation for motion.
As a cow.
Yeah, I need to play with that timing a little bit though.
As a cow.
Okay, and then the follow through, which would be to just have this go up a little bit.
A cow. This is sky. This sky.
Okay, so for this to go slow, so I don't really need to do too much secondary for that, but I'm gonna have these lag just a little bit. I think you can have career license to bend the wings down a bit. Yeah, I'm adding a little bit.
We'll disguise our.
Thanks for the follow, Crippleway. I think I said that right. No, there's creative license in it, but I'm not going to bend them like pony ones. Pony ones are fleshy and feathery, so I want to have them really feel mush, like I'm playing with gelatin or something. But for these guys, I want to keep them a lot stiffer, so it's more like a spring.
Disguise our.
So actually, I think I probably mistimed that a little bit.
Disguise our. Disguise our. Disguise.
Well, actually, that works. I can just do the follow through here.
Disguise ourselves. Disguise ourselves. Disguise ourselves.
That looks good. And one of the fun things with animating, hearing the same audio over and over again. Welcome to my world. Enjoy it.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow. Ourselves as ourselves. Disguise ourselves.
I think for this part, I'm going to have him go down just a teeny bit.
That has a lot. Honestly.
Ourselves as a cow. As a cow.
He did Pepe Le Pew?
In Space Jam. Did Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound. Now I'm just thinking like he would be just thinking of Brain's voice, but just as Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, essentially.
And he's like, wee wee.
I'd have to rewatch Space Jam to hear it. So.
Ourselves as a
I don't know what he had a lot of lines. But still, the guy's talented. He's got a voice for sure.
As a cow.
Did Yosemite send Pew?
So some big name ones too.
As a cow.
He's got
As a cow.
Done this since. The first thing was in 1983. Talented guy.
His eyes are different brightness. Yeah, it's I have to balance that out a little bit.
As a cow.
A lot of it's not. That's caused by I have. Yeah, this light that's in his face. That's what's causing it. But you are right, and I'm going to fix that.
He played Inspector Gadget. And he also played Chief Quimby, Inspector Gadget.
From The Simpsons?
No, Inspector Gadget from Inspector Gadget.
Okay, I'm thinking, isn't that also the name of the chief in in Simpsons?
Yeah, it kind of was.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that doesn't sound like him at all.
The chief in Inspector Gadget too. So, and then he played Gadget in a later film. I think the guy who mainly played Inspector Gadget was the guy from Get Smart. Can't remember what. I don't know if he's still alive. No, he did a voiceover for the Inspector. That's the last night even.
There. I shined a different light at the other eye. I can't darken the one eye, so the idea is I either darken the bright eye or lighten the dark eye. It works. The changeling plot. Yeah, we're done with the butt.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
I think I'm
We will
good on that.
disguise ourselves as a cow.
So now I have to be careful. I lit his eyes now
We will
heavily in this shot. Are all the other shots going to match that?
Yeah.
I would prefer that their eyes are actually pretty bright. I think it is a cool thing and very edgy. So let's... It also, I think, it lets their eyes be visible, but if they're not so well lit like this, it just feels like they're harder to see where they're looking. I like the idea. Did they do that in the cartoon where they had their eyes visible with a pupil like this, or is that just something these ones do?
That I will.
I don't think that they did that in the show.
I feel like they just. Yeah, I feel like they were just a solid color, but
I think they are too, but I like that addition on here.
it gives them more personality.
Well, it makes it so you can actually have them look a direction, which is important.
We will disguise ourselves.
Like here, did I, when his eyes shut, I did not. So normally, this is a thing that I do with any eyes. To explain what I'm going to do. So if you kind of even just put your finger in your eye, don't do that. If you put your eye, like close your eye and put your finger up to your eyelid and you just look up and down, you'll find that when you look up and down, your eyelids actually follow your eye. It's an automated thing that your body does. It's to keep only your eyelids just outside the visible range of your eye to protect it. Keep it wet and whatever. Your body does weird things. And so it's the same thing in these ones. If I have the eyes moving a lot, but the eyelids aren't following in some way or another, it doesn't feel natural because it's not real. So when the eyes go to blink, I usually will bring the pupils down because normally the upper eyelids move a lot more or have a much further distance to travel, as you can see here. Well, these ones I go to a squint, so not as much. But because of that, it would normally have the top lid come over the pupil. So if the pupil's right here, it would normally come up as it's going down. So if I have the eyes go down slightly, I can keep the pupil within that eye range, and it just gives it a much more natural look. So that's what I'm going to do here. As I just go boop, boop.
It is kind of what they did. It's a little less.
Oh, there is
extreme, but they definitely did it. Definitely more pronounced.
Disguise ourselves as a cow.
So here I actually did do it. I just missed it on this part.
Disguise ourselves as a cow.
Yep. I agree. His videos
More blip.
the boop on the nose.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
It looks like he's talking. Too much blood.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
That's metal. Chains and tongues are weird. Not cute.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
Imagine talking is
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
I'm just thinking like,
We will disguise ourselves as
escaping.
this is some like Lovecraftian shit going on.
I mean, chainsaws in themselves are pretty Lovecraftian.
I'm thinking like I gotta play Kiss or something. Get back in your mouth.
Party every night.
That was the most like businessman of the 1980s. We will rock and roll every day.
Every day.
And party throughout the night.
Yes. Very important.
And then we shall consume alcohol and illegal drugs.
Yes, and it will be set to a schedule.
Yeah.
We have to keep.
But I must be home by 11. If I do not get in bed by 11:30, I'm not going to have a good morning. I need my coffee.
Absolutely.
That's not enterprise. You just need coffee. Everybody needs coffee. Has everybody had their coffee today?
I mean, I didn't used to drink coffee, but
We will disguise ourselves as a
Because you got good coffee, and then you're like, I need more of this good coffee.
I needed more caffeine.
cow.
Independent.
Ourselves as a cow.
Coffee is good.
As a cow.
And he does make good. I will admit.
As a cow.
I'll settle for just about anything.
As a cow. To disguise ourselves as a cow.
the guy, actually.
This?
Just his head going, and just going, cow, and his head just...
A cow.
Whoa.
As a cow.
I think if I'm gonna do that, I need to turn this on. Offset. There. Now that should work.
The
Right?
cow. The cow. The cow. The cow.
Yeah. I was literally gonna say that exact same thing. Get out of
There's
here.
a cow.
Don't take my jokes before I say them.
Now they're mine.
We will disguise our pondering, wondering what I'm
If his eyes go in here too. Now I'm thinking I might have forgot it. Nope, I got it.
disguise ourselves as a cow. Ourselves as a cow.
I think I want to have the wings go down a little bit more here. Oh, okay. So if you don't know what those do, these three are very, very useful. Let's just... Oh, I have the perfect model for this. Rock. So what these three do is they change... When you go to do any motion... Thanks, Kerboy. Well, that's a lot. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So temp ban him. Should I get some like duct tape here? Just like that's a coffee point thing. So what it is what transform, offset, and overwrite are just when you do a motion or you make a change, how does it interact with rotation and position? Transform. So if I go and move, say, a rock, or let's say that a rock has a motion from here to here, and it's just a linear motion, so it's just going to move consistently over that time. Now I want to do another change on top of that. If I do transform and say over the same amount of time, I grab that bone and I say, now I want to rotate it. Well, it is going to translate the both position and rotation to include that motion. So now it's going to do a rotation with it physically. If I change this to offset, it kind of deconnects position and rotation then. So now if I do the spin, I am only spinning it. I am not actually going to affect its position anymore. That's pretty useful. Overwrite basically just says, screw everything else that was originally there and I want to take it over. In this case, it's going to be the same as offset was. But if I go and make a change like this, it erased everything. And that is because it basically is overwriting whatever I have selected with whatever I do. The big useful thing that I find for those is offset is nice if you want to add rotation to a moving object without having it go some random direction. But transform is useful in its own way. For instance, the very end here, when I have them fly away, how do you think I got the arc? I actually just positioned them, I moved them from A to B, and then I went through that same position change, and I just picked the end point and I rotated it. And so then it just added an arc to it. That was it. It was super, super easy then. So They both have their uses. Offset can be done just the same by deselecting the position and just grabbing the rotation of a bone. So if I wanted to, I could, on the transform, just grab rotation instead. It would effectively be the same thing. But the nice thing about offset is then if you're doing lots and lots of different motions that are going to be affected by that, I don't have to keep going and selecting the same just rotation. I can grab, I can just change that to offset, and everything I do from then on is going to be like that. All right, today we got Tony Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered. Oh my god.
I heard that was coming. I don't know if people are just getting excited about it because of the meme, or if people are genuinely excited.
Oh, that rocket needs to stop moving. Go back to your position. No, stop taking off. No.
I remember that game was pretty popular when it came out on the PS1, but I was...
There we go.
In my early teens. Happening.
Was it the Tony Hawk Pro Skaters that had the really, really bad product placement for Slim Jim? Because there was the one mini game on one of the... No, it's a biker game, a bike game. There's one of those like BMX ones where it was about getting injured as much as you can, and we figured out that you could like grab onto buses and it would whip you around. We'd have millions of points and stuff. It was hours and hours spent on this, but doing it with the Slim Jim guy was just so satisfying. Let's get him hit by a bus.
Trying to kill the Slim Jim guy?
Just trying. I knew the thing about arc and rotating on the motion editor, but up until this point I had to go into the AC and only grab rotate. Okay, yeah, so you're doing it the other way. Yeah, those playing with those, I've only used overwrite. I probably should change that from overwrite. Like a couple times, because really all overwrite is select everything and play head to where whatever you change it to. I haven't really found much use in overwrite, but that's when it's selecting everything. Maybe there's a fall off version of it that works. I'm not sure. I haven't found a need for it myself, but it's there. I'm trying to think if there's like other useful buttons, things like that. One tidbit for something that I know that almost anybody animating has run into it within probably their first month is if you ever have a model that you're like animating and doing something and you go and change like something like here and you change something, but no matter what you do, even though you have it selected and it's showing and the bones are showing that you're moving it, it was like he's angry.
Like a cat is trying to fight his way out.
But if you do that but nothing is actually moving visually, even though it shows that you now have a floating modification layer going in orange, it usually means that say you've had a big long shot, and then over time you started like splitting this shot into lots and lots of pieces. Thanks for the follow, Squid Cat. 2270 future. If you start splitting a shot a lot, you can start changing the lifetime of certain models, and that can cause problems. So if you have a problem where suddenly nothing is actually animating correctly, double click your shot. So if I go back here, and you'll actually be able to see the lifetimes for some of these models. So you can see that it's going up into like this range, but say that I cut this shot right here, and then in that shot I extended it to here. Well, now I'm actually sitting outside of this lifetime for these, and if I go to try to do anything with them, it won't work. So to fix that is you literally just can drag these sliders in to fill up this whole middle range. You can go over or under it, really, or not under, but you can go over, it doesn't matter. I haven't seen these actually do a performance change for doing that. But just make sure that it fills that up all the way, and that should fix the issue. Yeah, it's either that, or if you just copy and paste the model, it will reset its life to fit that shot no matter what. So that works too. That's what I used to do. But say you have like heads or like a hat locked to the model, well, copy pasting stuff to it means you have to go and do all the relocking, and it's just easier to do this. Yep, and I go back here. I know lots of little tidbits, but I can't think of some of them until I'm actually at this situation that I would need it.
So
Hello,
much,
Squid Cat.
so much what you do with it when it's muscle memory.
Yep. Oh, where's your sound?
Ourselves as a cow.
Yeah, I was gonna
Ourselves as a cow.
add a little bit more oomph. Those wings.
Now I'm curious to what kind of the voice actor for.
Actually, I'm gonna grab this wing.
Ourselves as a cow. As a cow. As a cow. Cow. As a cow. Ourselves as a cow. As a cow.
Yeah, that'll work.
As a cow. We will disguise ourselves as a cow. Disguise ourselves. Ourselves as a.
So these little teeny motions may not seem like much,
As a,
but I've said before on stream that the teeny little details, those little tiny things that are almost unnoticeable are the most important details, because without them something doesn't feel natural and it feels robotic. And sometimes if you add in all the right little secondary motions, it's not that our brain is interpolating more motion, it's interpreting it as natural motion. And if you don't have natural motion, your brain gets focused on it. So it's like the lack of something your brain sees as being standing out more than the seeing of something. What?
Yeah, the guy who played Pinky also played a character in G.I. Joe called Snow Jack.
Sure. I'm doing well, Squid Cat. How are you doing? Happy Friday. I think I can call this one
we
time.
will disguise ourselves as a
What
cow.
were they thinking?
No.
We will.
Okay. Look at that. We're getting so much green already. I started this a week ago. Look at this. This is so much done. Oh wait, where am I? Okay, hold on. Okay, look at this. I did all this in a week. This is so good. And I did a live stream update. I've only slightly exhausted myself. Let's see here. So, do we want to deal with a walk-up animation for Yona?
Guy's filmography who played Pinky. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of bit.
A lot of what?
A lot of bit part. Not super.
Thanks for following Dreaming Jazzy 1. Dreaming sounds good.
Whoever
Sleep.
pays the bills.
Okay, so for people that actually are like new here, they don't actually know what I'm working on. Like maybe I should give context instead of it just being a bunch of changelings yelling at you. I am working on a video that is working out the same concept that I did for Invade Your Land or whatever, the last Pinky and the Brain one, which did it with changelings because I thought it would be funny, and I thought why not go further with that. And now that there's different colored changelings, sure. So hopefully I don't offend anybody with this one, but this is what I got so far.
They're the wrong color.
Don't listen to him. He's just being angry.
Man. Oh, rage.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Well, I think so, but no, it's too stupid.
We will disguise ourselves as a cow.
No, that was it exactly.
Moo. We are a cow. Take us to China. Moo. Moo.
It's a thing. It's really stupid, and that's what I love about it. And it's simple, and that's I think what I love about it even more, because the fact that we're already green is normally something on most of the videos I've been starting lately because they're longer videos, like 5 months in, and this has only been a week. I've done the lip syncing
Pondering
for
what I'm pondering.
Brain's portions. I have not actually done it for Pinky's portions. That's why I'm skipping some of those.
We are a cow. Take us to China.
Oh yeah, we need to color eyes. Oh yeah, we were gonna do the blackjack eyes. This is probably gonna look really creepy. I'm just letting you know ahead of time.
I think the eye she has there is creepy, honestly.
I don't think you quite know what this is gonna look like.
Well, I guess we'll find. Because her eyes, them fighting her eyes don't really fit this. I think Lauren Faust put her best ideas into ponies and then change it.
Well, I think it fits that style, and right now putting it in a 3D model doesn't work. Even the pony eyes aren't quite exactly the same here. People put way more detailed eyes into these models originally, but I keep going back to these ones, which are these flat colored ones.
There's reflective.
Well, there's ones that have a 3D texture to it, and I just don't feel it works. I feel these ones are the best looking ones because it just fits everything.
The flatness fits the show.
Blood Twisted. Wrong moo, your band. Yes. Don't be coming to our castle and mooing. Now, the whole idea with it is in the original one, that they came to take over Equestria, but Derpy beat them to it, and so now they're constantly trying to find ways into the castle to and I'm going to mainly do it on getting into the castle, not taking over the world, though that's kind of implied with it, and that Derpy always gets in their way, and I want to see if I can make more than one of these. This is the only one that I have the current idea for. Just great.
Derpy is the best queen.
So I need to go and first find the textures, which I think I know where they are, but I need to know where they are. Materials, models, VNLP. Let's see what these eyes look like.
She has unicorn in hers.
Oh, good. These are the flat textured ones. So that's perfect. So I need this part of it. So as soon as I hit this, is her eye's gonna look broken.
I think that looks better.
It looks weird when they're together.
Yes. Yeah, they pretty much stick with no pupil in all the characters in them fighting herds, with exception to the dragon. Name I can't.
Is it agreed to that it's nicer? Because the idea is
I think it's much better looking.
Yona's eyes are actually not blue. The reason I'm keeping them blue is because she is Brain. So I want to, at least going forward, anytime I utilize a character and that is playing as somebody else, I want to have their eye color match the color of the changeling's eyes that is playing them, as easier way to connect the two.
We are a cow.
So,
Yeah,
for fun.
I think Arizona's eyes look way better like that than. I mean, it's a little bit of blasphemy against the design of the character, but So, sorry, Lauren Faust. Your original eye designs were better. Ooh.
Hey, Cyray. Hello there. Well, hello there yourself. Thank you very much. We're trying to get Actually, you know, for some reason that just makes me think milk. I don't know why.
How?
Well, I guess, but like this actually puts the nose back in proportion.
She's much cuter with those eyes. I'm not gonna lie. Like she was cute before, but those eyes, like.
I realize I was actually moving the camera. Not what I wanted to do. Did I fix that? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I can agree. It's like a milk carton type something. Let's see here.
It's a cat.
This is when you're 4 years old and your parents say, "Okay, now say cheese." Cheese. Wait, I gotta raise the eyes here.
It doesn't. Technically, this is Equestria, but it's the same art style because it's the same artist. It fits in that the art style is the same.
Okay. You lighten the shade a bit to match the changeling color better. Yeah, right now I just kind of like slapped on the another pony's one. So like right now I think, is it Rarity's eyes that Yona's using? At least if I was Soren Storm.
Rarity and Fluttershy.
Welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually Rarity Cow, but I think it's just the one that was the first one I looked at. It's fine because we put it on the cow. Thank you, Mini Cry Fluff Buggo.
Very.
It's a log name. Is it that immersion breaking for you? What is it is. We are making cows. You see? Moo. That's what cows say. What is it? This looks like they're just taking a picture for their album cover.
Yes. They call it extra moo.
Yeah, just moo.
Moo album.
They're about to drop the biggest album of 2020. It's gonna called Crow Yona.
Too soon.
Oh.
We're still in the middle of it.
What was it doing? My brain got sidetracked by album covers. Okay. I need to have her doing something other than just kind of standing there.
Oh.
This
need a new
wait, and you have milkshake.
Oh, no. Gotta squeeze the moo out. How you get?
Yes, this is how you go. You get the milk. You like, you gotta like. It's like a ring and.
Bring out the cow.
Don't teach that to your children.
Go around squeezing.
No, so originally, because there's two shots with I gotta get rid of that one.
That one's so bad. They're like,
should I just leave it there? Should I just leave it there, like
No.
forever? Like no, even in the final render.
No,
I kind of want to.
He's so sad though. He's like, can I be in the video? I thought I was gonna be in the video. He's a lame cap.
Well, the reason I would say that I could keep it in the final with these two is because it's blended. So unless you were really looking for it, you probably actually wouldn't see it.
He does like kind of blend.
Let me try one thing with this. Because his colors are slightly brighter than the one behind it. So what if we darken him up to try to get it to match? It defaults to black. No, I think he's actually easier to see now.
Now that's bright.
Yeah, that to me stands out even more. Well, we could do...
That kind of fits just because he kind of looks almost his eyes when he's little lights on the tree.
I feel like he's a little too dark there.
Seems to be not broken to me.
You can't let map broken in SFM. There are some issues with it I have to be careful with. It depends on what the issue is. There is one of the issues where the specular maps are broken, so you'll have very, very bright glowing bits in certain areas. But there is an option. Here, I gotta hide that for a sec. Up here, I have a script that I have called that adds a matte specular 0. That technically will turn off that part of it and fix that part. So I just have to make sure anytime I do renders, I turn that off for when I'm running in here. And there's a certain part of this map that if I shine a light at it, it will crash. But I worked with much worse maps. This one doesn't have that many issues. And for what I needed for it, works perfectly fine. Just wondering about something, by the way. Just noticed that SFM MLP models are the only, and I mean only models that have texturing issues, like textured eyebrows and teeth, and tricks you with untextured layer. Would it be safe to just delete all MLP related files? No, it depends. If you delete something, it might delete something else or something that's tied to it, especially if you delete anything in the common folder. But I mean, you can always delete something and then find the files again if you need it. But some of the untextured stuff, I haven't really had a problem with things being untextured if it was created badly to where, or incorrectly to where it was missing it completely or not connected to it, then you have a problem for sure. But if you have where the texture's just not linked correctly, you can sometimes fix it on your own. All the models that are out here are made and by volunteers, people doing it for free. So I am super lenient when people do things or have a problem or make something wrong, because it's people learning. So it happens.
That cow is green.
Well, yeah, he's blending with the background. He's green, but he's incognito.
Leave.
You're in the way.
Work around.
No, when I open the door, then you can get out.
I can go.
You might have something else about your SFM. You have all of your zones selected in the motion editor and are using the default transform setting. Yet as you rotate her, isn't rotating around to retransform. Oh no, that's not actually a mod. So it is something. It is changing where your center of rotation is. So right now I have it set up to where, like, if I selected Yona and I rotate, it's going to churn every bone on its own axis that amount. So if I churn this all the way around, it's going to come back to normal because it's turning every bone 360 degrees, but it's bending them all equally and all in that same equivalent rotation bit. And that is because when you select like this rotation bubble with a right click, can go to rotation mode. If you select world, that is what you're going to be used to. So it's going to have it rotate on whatever bone it is, and it's not going to go down the chain. If you do local, it goes down the chain. Very useful in quite a few situations. Like, for instance, this GIF I made. That's actually how I did it. I grabbed all the bones above his waist and I bent them all on the local rotation so that they all like compounded on top of each other. I did that to the left and to the right, and then I went up the chain from his stomach and selected all the bones, but then would deselect the one furthest from the end and shift everything a little bit, then deselect the next one, shift, so that each one kept delaying a little bit further down the process. In the end, it would give something that normally I would use for doing tail sways, where you can just move the tail really far to the left, really far to the right, and then delay it each, so then it just makes it look like a nice flow. That's what I did for this. So it's really, really useful having the local rotation. Being able to bend like a multi-staged bone in a neck, like Rathalos has like 3 or 4 bones in the neck, and being able to grab all of them at once to turn them all evenly is also super useful like that. Obviously I'm not doing any form of negativity towards the amazing valors. No, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so I think I had decided that here I didn't want Yona is the focus, so the fact that Arizona is there is I don't want Pinky doing anything weird, like, or goofy or funny, or to stand out. He is to just exist in this shot. This one, I can have him do something stupid, because now it's no longer Yona being the joke. Because I brought up before in the stream that you don't want to do like joke overload. You don't want to have so many things stacked on top of each other that people don't know what it is that they're supposed to be laughing at or paying attention to. Or if they're in the middle of a laugh and another joke pops up and then they completely miss it, or they laugh at that joke and miss the one you're trying to do. So in this case, Yona is the joke. I want to keep her the joke. So I don't want to have Pinky taking that from us. Adam is the meme lord, yes. So in this shot, Yona is no longer the joke.
Moo?
And can be doing something in the background there that's funny. Where are you from? Slavic Republic? Maybe there's a top. Thank you, Soren. I am from the United States. I'm from like the central north. I'm in Minnesota. But yeah, I like it here. For sure. We have hot dishes and we measure distance and time, not actual measures of distance. Minnesotans are weird. So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about her right now on that shot. This one though, we can. Flip the ears up and grin a little nervously to be good. This one, it's more of, thanks for the follow, Darling Sparkles. Appreciate it. Arvin, if you could play Fall Guys and get a win, I'll donate $5. I don't even have Fall Guys. You guys may spend $20 to get $5. No, I
spend money to make money.
We have the whole reason that I upgraded like the whole stream setup too is not being, for one, I stream 7 hours a week, so why not? But I do want to stream more games soon, and so that was kind of the secondary reason. Plus, Minnesota winters get really dark, and this lighting is much better than before, where it was like the super fuzzy webcam. I still have the webcam. I think you can play both at once, which is kind of weird. Do you want like dual angle? Can I do that? Lift you up a little bit.
What is happening?
I want to see.
Flying away.
I want to see if we can do this.
Oh, you still have that camera.
It should still work.
Camera's still hooked up.
Because I didn't want to unplug and redo everything until I'd proven it works. Now that it's actually gotten working, I can actually do cable cleanup. I didn't want to like get everything figured out and then just have a problem. Oh my god, there's 2 of us.
Oh no. One of us is gonna have to kill the other.
Oh yeah, so here, actually, this I can use this so you guys can see the setup. So, so that's the blue light I have over there, and then this is us. It's a very big quality difference. Jesus Christ. This is the very bright light next to me, and then this is the secondary one to get some of the better light in here. And then this is the camera. So it's a Sony A6000, and it is hooked up to an arm that is now attached to this, and this has a custom rig set up to get it to stay up there, and same.
This room used to be normal. There. It's not normal anymore.
So
it's a
whoa! Actually, they go in sync with each other. Do you have any merch? No, I do not. We're not going to keep the video on. Let me get rid of that webcam. There we go. That was weird.
I'm just imagining a T-shirt with your face just on it with a big stupid grin on it.
Like, no, there's a couple difficulties with merch. I do want to make a coffee cup that matches like the logo thing.
Don't you already have that coffee cup?
I have I have the coffee cup, but it has like congrats on 100,000 subs in the back, so that doesn't really work. But I don't own that symbol, which then makes it difficult. I'd have to get in contact with a person that actually owns that symbol, because it is theirs.
They probably want a percentage.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. Or I modify it to something that's more me. Say I do shirts or posters or something. The problem is ownership of the models. Modelers.
You just gotta put your face on there.
Modelers spend a lot of time making stuff. So if I go and sell something that has a model shown on it, is that right? And so there's this really big gray area with doing stuff like that. So I have considered having custom art done that is 2D themed to the things that I do, and then having those sold, because that I actually could do as long as I had the permission from the original artist or have a cut go to the artist. I've thought about doing that. I just haven't went forward with it yet. But it's one of the reasons I never do commissions, because commissions are the same way. If I go and do a custom video for somebody and I make money from it, what about the models that were used? Somebody did put time and effort into something, dozens of hours into making a model that then I used and profited on it. So that's the main reason I have never done that. I need to, and I would rather not do. I have done some commissions, but they're usually that I wasn't looking for commissions. They came to me with an idea, and it just sounded fun. But yeah, so I do want to do some stuff. I just need to figure out the best way to go about it. And right now, I'm just trying to get my channel into a state that I want it. I'm in the last month and a half have been actually actively keeping up on it, and it's now having enough returns where I can maybe put more time into that and not feel like I'm going way into the negative to get there. So like everything that's here, like all these lights, the camera, everything, YouTube and Twitch subscribers, everybody helped get that and to make it better. So which is awesome. I appreciate everybody that does that. That's helped. She said boo, and I'm like, well, fuck you, Yona. Boo. I didn't like that rant. Boo.
Your channel is bad and you should feel bad.
I guess your favorite pony is a Rainbow Dash, right? Yes, it is a Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rainbow. It's mainly because of fanfics that I've read, that, or at least one that I just kind of like the way that the character's written. But really, it's thank you, Electra. 6547.
Also, who doesn't like a tomboy?
Hehehe.
She's a cute person.
So, not Yona. So for Arizona, we're going to turn... I want Yona looking like she's like hiding behind Big Mama.
Big Mama? Please.
It's like, don't mess with my kid again. This is... wait.
This is the cover photo for an album.
This Might actually take me a minute to set up.
But nobody here can guess my favorite pony. It's Mr. Ed. That's right, Mr. Ed. Best pony.
So this is when the apples that came with your Happy Meal were not fresh enough.
This is what happens when I get apples with my Happy
And my
Meal
little
for
Karen
fries.
goes to complain, and her kid's in the background being a little tard. And she's like, I demand no apples. And she's like, I told on you they were fine.
Man, I worked at McDonald's. They sprayed those apples down with like a sealant to keep them fresh. They were weird apples. McDonald's has weird apples. Spread the word.
Well, the fact that they're trying to make them taste fresh, but then they're also pre-packaged and pre-cut means that there's probably more complex names written for the chemicals in those apples than there is in shampoo.
Yeah, they definitely put something on the apples to try to keep them fresh longer after they cut them. There's like some kind of like sticky sealant on the apples.
But if you're looking for...
They were tasty.
If you're going to McDonald's, just give your goddamn kid French fries. Don't give them apples from there. If you want them to have healthy food, don't go to McDonald's. Like...
Go to Burger King.
Yes, that is an upgrade. But no, it doesn't make any sense. There's way better options. I can understand it's cheap, but then you're already... It's...
I mean, that's why people go to McDonald's.
Have you seen the complete 9 series of MLP? Yes, I was a little behind for a while, but I have finished it now.
Almost. There's an Applejack episode.
I got a coupon for 40 nuggets. Why would you want 40 nuggets?
I mean, they're good nuggets.
I kind of miss the old nuggets that when you bit into them, you weren't sure if it was meat or not, but it tasted really good.
Back when they used to do white or dark meat.
It was white meat, dark meat, or
something in between.
they just mulched up the bones and everything. That's really what it was. But it was pretty tasty.
I mean, let's be honest. Chicken nuggets were never good because they were white or dark meat. They were good because they were breaded.
Everything. Well, the Mythbusters did a thing on it once where they were saying, does all meat taste like chicken? And when they deep fried it, they deep fried everything and breaded it, and they said, yes, it all tastes like chicken. And then they went back and they just grilled everything, and it did not taste like chicken. And everything, like alligator meat and everything was not good anymore. It tasted disgusting because it wasn't deep fried.
I like
deep fried
alligator
makes everything good.
I've had it not deep fried many times. It's chewy. You've ever had alligator? Same with snake.
Moo. We are a cow.
I think when he says we are a cow, I'm gonna have Pinky go. Kind of like I had Rathian do in that one video.
You need the pinky and just like...
We are a cow.
Actually,
Take us to
what's the
China.
weirdest animal you've ever...
Consciously or unconsciously?
How many animals are you eating unconsciously?
Well, because I could probably say like a spider, because I've probably eaten one at some point.
Intentionally.
Intentionally?
Because you strike me as someone
I'm
who
not
doesn't really explore.
No. Well, no, I don't explore other animals. I'm not a big fan of that. And if it looks more, the more it looks like what it was that it was originally, the less I want to eat it.
So, not fish.
I'm not a fan of fish. I don't like octopus.
I had octopus twice.
It just, something about it just doesn't, I don't like.
It's fun.
I can't really think of anything.
You've had calamari.
I think so. I was at a fancy restaurant once. It just comes with everything. Red Lobster. Yes, it was in the biscuits.
Yes. Hey, when I was a kid, Red Lobster was super fancy.
Squid is yummy. Well, I've had a lot of sushi, and some of those have some really weird ones on it. But I'm just, is that I don't mind trying new foods, but I get squeamish for certain things that look like where they came from. So like some of the like certain shrimp I don't like. I don't want to know that I'm eating something that was alive. I prefer the abstraction. I got mozzarella sticks that were just fried battered lard one time. Sounds pretty tasty.
I mean, just goes got its point.
How long create SFMs to create SFMs? I'm created in the Tony OC model blender on way. That's what I continue. That's probably one of like the top 3 questions I get asked is how long does it take to make an animation? And the answer is depends. How complex are you making it? This shot, since like the map was pre-built for me, and I've been doing it for a long while, not very long. I probably have it done in like a week. But if
every 10 seconds of animation requires at least 20 seconds of work.
Yeah, but so when somebody says like a second of video takes an hour of time, no, it is completely dependent on the complexity of the shot. So a second of animation might take you like a second to make because it was just load the map and you're done. Other ones might take you literally hours and hours and hours. So it's really, really hard. It's going to take as long to make as you want it to be. Does it apply to meat like pig bacon and beef? Well, those that have the abstraction. So I don't mind. I'll eat bacon and beef all the time. I like whole chicken served to you. I couldn't eat it because of seeing the chicken. If it has like the head still on it and stuff, yeah. And even like if I have to tear bones apart, I can't do that. I get squeamish on that.
You don't like chicken bones?
No, I don't like breaking bones on something. I'm not a fan of bones. Just because I get squeamish on it. So that's why I'm like, if for Thanksgiving, my dad will take care of the turkey, but I don't want to touch the turkey.
You don't want like a drumstick or wings?
A drumstick is at least one bone, but if I have multiple bones,
so if you like have a wing, and
I'm not a fan of wings. I mean, I don't mind it sometimes. Like if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, sure, but I don't even know if they came from an animal. So they probably just have a 3D printer in the back, and then they just like put it in a vat of meat, and this like melds onto it.
I tend to like to try things if I can find them. I've had kangaroo, python, antelope, goat, buffalo. Lots of times, buffalo is actually really good. It's better than beef.
I like buffalo. It's just leaner beef.
It is, yeah, leaner beef.
And it's spicy.
Oh.
Yeah, have you ever had buffalo wings?
No.
They're like Pegasus.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, animation is hard. I wouldn't even say animation is hard. It is. I find animation easy, and it's not just because I've been doing it for a while or whatever, but that is part of it. Animation is patience. It's if you want to make something that looks good and is a final product you can be proud of, it just takes time. And when you're starting out, that is a large amount of time. And as you get better, you take less and less of it, but it is still a practice of patience. I can go and make a video in a couple hours, but it will show. I've said before that that 90% of an animation will take 10% of your time, but that last 10% will take 90% of your time. And I can make a video with a story and everything in very short amount of time, but if I want to actually do that last 10%, like for instance on these shots, going through and adding the tail animations, the wing animations, the cleaning up some of the ear motion on Yona, making sure that this hair, like here when she churns, that it actually moves with gravity and flows correctly. Those details take a lot of extra time, but they only add a little bit. But the impact is big. But I could make a video without it, and it would be done, but it wouldn't feel like a product I'd be proud of. So that's what I said before. Animation's going to take as long as you want it to take. Do you only want to do that 90% and skip the rest and get it done quick? When you're starting out, yes, do that. Cut corners. You're learning, but always strive to improve. So, have you seen Astartes? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What is Astartes? I don't feel like her eyes are right now looking right here, but I feel like there's eye convergence on? No. Yeah, that feels better. I had to add a little convergence. Is this actually on their heads? Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
We are a cow.
All right. Now, what do I do with... What's her name? Arizona. Yes, so...
Main character, the first chapter of the game.
If I could actually have her just do a joke here, I think I would have her just like wiggle her head back and forth with it just being like, oh my god, my ears are so floppy. Okay, for a normal video, you can probably churn out in a month or less, but for a video like Australia, how long would that take now? Well, Australia wasn't even that long ago. I feel like in the last 4 or 5 years, I really haven't learned much more. I've gotten a little bit more efficient, but I know everything I need to know. Australia, the complexity with that was every shot was different. Every like 3 seconds, I was making an entirely new scene build. That was where that one got complex. This one, there is no scene build. I just throw the people in the next shot, so I can save a lot of time. But when you're doing a trailer type thing, a trailer is easy when you're building it from a completed movie because you have all your bits to work from. But I'm building a trailer from something that doesn't exist, so I'm having to make basically an entire giant build for one shot, and that's where that one took a while. I've already started other trailer type. There's one for Fallout I was working on. There's a bit. It was trailer-esque, the Ministry Mayor's video, and that one was going to cover a lot of stuff, but it was a lot of unique scene builds, and that was taking a while, and so that's why that was kind of backburnered or just straight up canceled. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about with that Warhammer one. But the one thing is, if you spend a lot of time making one really, really cool thing, you're going to have that one cool thing, but then that's it. What I'm trying to do with YouTube is I'm trying to build something. I want to try to build a channel and let it grow. And you can't do that off a single video. So I want to have more consistent content and interactivity and stuff like that. So I don't want to do big content. Like the big, long 4-minute videos. I don't really want to do that for a while because it takes me so long, and then just I get the comments every day where somebody says, "Are you dead?" Or when I actually put out content, they're like, "Hey, you're alive! Like, you taking a break?" And I'm like, "No, I've been working on things constantly."
It takes a long time to make a long video.
Yeah, that's why these ones are nice. I mean, I just came up with this idea last Friday, and within a week, I've already got most of it fleshed out. That is, I think I broke that face.
She is a cutie.
Knock.
The eyes are so much.
I'm gonna go back on. I wish I could have her mouth open without the teeth. Having it where it's just like the toothless smile, but I kind of it usually just has a stupid feel to it, and I kind of want that. Oh, Sunset, welcome back. Yep, it should be going for at least another half hour.
Alright.
What am I gonna do here? That's eyes. No, she's like, ooh.
Now she's just tired. Going to sleep. She went from bedroom eyes to going to bed eyes.
That's eyebrow lower? That's eye close. Oh, it's just the secondary. That's the one that looks better. In
my language.
Yeah, I could, but then, if I did the float alpha on the teeth, that would get rid of the teeth, but it would also leave a hole. Usually I like if you could just, it's a little different, but that would be gumming it up. Half a storm, then fire hurts. Yes, this is Arizona. Keep forgetting the name. We needed a cow, and this cow works.
How it works.
One of the main jokes from this is, oh yeah, I forgot about that face. Being that it says that they're going to disguise themselves as a cow, and then suddenly it's Yona that pops up. That is in itself one of the jokes, because she's not a cow, she's a yak, and I know it's going to get some people pissed, and it's funny.
We have the comments now. It was like, she's not a cow.
I'd be like, yeah, she is. Arizona is a cow. I think it's funny that the one that's the brain one is the one that picks the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But also the person that made Syndrome that made this model, his lip syncing for this.
Moo, we are a cow. Take us to China.
He actually did a really good job making the model with the lip syncing, where it allowed me a lot of flexibility and control without overdoing it. OP is trying to start shit. Yeah. No, I do have to be careful, because I put out a Rathlo short not long ago where it has him say, I hate the, or attention army, and in the comment, or the tweet, I said, I hate the army. And it's just because it's the character. He hates everything. But I was hesitant to use that at first because I was waiting for people to play off of that, start a negative discussion, and then just make toxic all the comments. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But I was hesitant to use it for I was looking at it for like 10 minutes of like, do I really want to potentially start this? So you have to be careful. Maybe I'll just do a tooth smile. Oh, it doesn't really seem like a smile. That's even with smirk all the way up. It just doesn't really pull it enough. This feels like a better smile than the other song.
What's so happy?
Well, Y doesn't really do anything. Do I have bones for the face? I do not. Thanks for the follow, Jules Lunar. I was trying to say the whole name. I'm gonna mess up on somebody. I'm wondering if a smaller pupil for her might work to make her look more crazy. Oops. That actually feels better.
It took me a second for my brain to register while my phone was blue. Pocket looked down. Face. Oh.
She's a cow. Moo. Moo.
Love it. He is easily the cutest character. They got a unicorn in there.
There you go. Moo. Where's my mouse? There it is. Yeah. Les moo. Les moo.
French cow.
Les moo. 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 Moo.
She insane cow.
No, I do like it with the smaller peoples. I think it looks better. I could go even smaller.
I don't think you should.
Thanks for the follow, GM Roach 3.
You go smaller, she'll just look like she's like having a panic attack. Oh no. Now it looks like she got hit up with the head. Having a stroke. Healthy.
Moo. Okay, we'll put that. Oh. There we go.
Moo. We are a cow. Take us to China. Moo. We are a cow. We are a moo. We are a moo.
I think I want to have this. I'm not 100% sure what I want to have him do without being distracting.
It's weird for you to say him when looking at an arrow.
I was in the army. I overdid. Well, thank you very much. It's and I wasn't meaning anything offensive by it, but I'm just worried about the toxicity that the internet is really good at, like pulling out of nothingness. So, and when you're playing a character, you have to be careful with that. It was the same reason, like, I did a contest on the Rathlos account where I was going to give away plushes, and originally I decided to do that contest back last March. Well, that's when COVID hit, so everything kind of got delayed. But the original idea with it was to have people tweet things that they hate. And I was a little worried about it at the time, but then with all the George Floyd stuff going on, and with the police, COVID, and the politics, everything, I felt like anything I did with that, somebody was going to say something they hate, so it was going to trigger somebody else, and it was going to just go down a bad trail. So instead, I did the opposite. Even though the character hated everything I did about sharing something you love, and it was just a whole bunch, hundreds of wholesome tweets, and so I'm glad I did that. And while it kind of broke character at the same time, it didn't. So
I think that was it.
You can incorporate multiple sliders and using one. That looks like time-saving method. Well, so for that, what I did that for the joke was I did drop. Thank you for the follow, Full Moon Fox. So drop is to undo something. So for that, I added motion to the eyes to make them wider, and then I went and I made that what it was, and then I undid it and then added other flexes so that the drop would just undo that motion. One is, I would say that if you just need to increase a slider bigger or to larger number and smaller number, thanks for the follow, Amity Valor. I got that right. No, I'm gonna give myself a B plus. Right. If you're just using a single slider, just use the slider. 1 and 0's main use to me are, say that you have multiple sliders selected, like in this case, let's say that I wanted to decrease how expressive the mouth was by a percentage. I can go down and say like 50%, 50%, but then it gets more difficult with this one. Like, where's 50%? That kind of thing. If I hit if I go to Lord Face and just hit 0 and I go 0 to 50%, then all of them are hit equally with the same drop. And then if I do it again, 50%, that's where 1 and 0 come in handy to me, where you're going to be able to take multiple sliders and have them all modified by a percentage of what their number is. That is powerful. Besides that, that's about the main reason. I never really use half. The only time I use half is there's some of these certain flexes like this one where its midpoint is its default. Thanks for the follow, Sahar T-Man.
I feel like they're intending to make their names harder and harder.
Soon I'm just
fumbling.
I'm waiting for one that's just going to be random letters, and I'm going to try my best. But so these ones, like I know eye convergence, up, down, left, and right, those ones are midpoint ones. You can right click it and say set to default too, but sometimes half is just the easier way to do it. And if you do half and half, then you have, wow, it's all full circle.
Josh is always drunk.
You drunk? Drunk Rainbow. Oh, did you see this live stream thing?
Live stream thing?
Oh, they had Drunk Rainbow Dash in the live stream highlights. I don't even know why I put that part in there. It wasn't even that funny. I felt it was, though.
I worked. I didn't see her.
What are you talking about? You half the time you're like, I read.
Oh, I didn't read today. I was too busy fighting with the computer system because it was half the day, and then watching my boss sausage shenanigans. You ever at work and you have sausage shenanigans? I did.
No, and I hope I never have to use the phrase sausage shenanigan related to my work.
He's working on cows.
I am, so yes, I am working on. She is a.
Take us to China.
Oh, that's that out of context actually is kind of funny. No, we're working on more pinking the brain, changing
Disguise
stuff.
ourselves as a cow.
It's goofy, I think. I hope it is. Making things funny is hard, but fun. Do a picture of Drunk Rainbow Dash base. Hello, Bee Destroyer. No, that I can't. From that live stream highlights, I had to make a picture of Tempest. I didn't have to. It was Eric Core had asked me to make the preview picture for Tempest, and so he was going to send me the model early and to play around with it. And then we also kind of went back and forth to fix some of like the textures on the metals to make it look better. But I was going to make the picture on the stream. So, but when I started it, I'm like, I had extra time, so I'm like, I'm just going to make something stupid to misdirect, because misdirection comedy is my favorite. And so at the beginning, that's why I said Drunk Rainbow Dash. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that, because it's probably what people actually wanted, and then I just disappointed them by making something else. But right now we are working on cows.
Cow, 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 cow. Cow, cow, cow.
How close to that mouth do you have? 4. It just breaks.
Well, I have cutoff set, so it's really far from the camera, so I can't do like some of that distorted stuff without doing. That.
Oh, here.
She looks like a dog.
She looks like Banjo from Banjo Kazooie. Oh no.
Oh.
thing is wrong with
Oh, must be up here. Hi, kids. Don't do drugs.
No. Is this what you see when you do drugs? This is what you see. Having a trip on LSD.
Can you spell acid? See, when you're moving it like this, your brain starts to interpolate, whatever, the picture. But if you just let this sit for a while, and then just kind of look at it, it gets funny again. Because, like...
Magical. You need sleep.
I didn't need sleep tonight. No.
I'm probably gonna go up to my room and things done. Read it later. Get trippy. No. Don't do it.
Would you like a hug?
Oh.
Can I go further back? Oh god. Oh god.
You're just crossing through dimensions.
We were going plaid.
No.
Okay, I need to fix this. Thanks for the follow, Cowbite.
Move.
Oh, I broke her mouth. That's a relevant name.
We are a cow. Take us to China.
Good lord, what did I walk into?
Move. We are a cow.
We're making a video with cows.
It has to do with we were just playing with a zoom in on the mouth of somebody saying they were a cow, and then you came in. So it was very relevant. They completely derailed my train of thought here.
I'm just wondering if a cow bite is.
Alright, good, that's still fixed. Moo, yes, dude, this.
Move.
She's shifty. She has shifty moves.
Yeah, that trumpet was a little weird there. So actually, this audio that I'm using is completely cut up. That background music is not the original.
Move. We are a cow. Take us to China.
I just timed it with it and made my own story from it.
Move.
So the actual audio from it has a cart because its brain or Pinky is running on a monster mouse wheel that is running the wheels of a cart that is horribly dressed like a cow with brain's tiny little head on top. And so I did what I could to remove the background audio, but you can still hear the cart a little bit.
We are a cow. Take us to China.
So I did what I could. These bits actually had complete music in the background.
No, it's too stupid.
And that actually came out really good. Like I was able to clean that out pretty good. But to help hide some of those distortions from removing background noise, I used the music to cover it up. So that's actually why this is split right here, because the volume on this beginning part is 0.175 and the volume on this part is 0.25. To hide the additional noise there, I turned up the volume a little bit. Hopefully to
move. We are a cow.
You don't think about it. More people are killed by a year are killed by cows than sharks. My ex chased me with a knife once.
Okay.
You're really mean, but she probably was a bitch. So good for you. Hello, Typhoon. Typhon Plume. The Typhoon. Typhoon is 2 O's. Typhon. Typhon Plume. Ow.
Move.
I feel I want to do like 2 bits right here. Typhon. Okay.
That's it. Horrible. You think you could have mare guards? Be so much better.
I would, but then that would involve more work.
Why do you want money to have a better video? I'm just offering my expert critique on what makes good butts.
Your critiques. It's. God damn it! I want more women.
2 phones, not these ugly stallions. Hashtag.
Yeah, so I was going to. I got distracted. So this is I have to check. So I have the 1 bone down here and the 2 bones down here. So which is the best bone to lock for keeping them in place?
They didn't bring
I don't think
female
that
guards
one.
into the show until really the last couple seasons. But to be fair, it was mainly because it was just difficult. A lot of work. That's why in the first season you saw like 3 Lyras in a shot or
Well, they had a low
2
budget.
Derpies. A lot of it. I only had so many models to work with, and I think those characters that were in season 1, like Derpy, like Lyra, like Bonbon, they became memorable because around they were some of the original ones. Colgate, whatever her name officially. A lot of Lyras, a lot of Derpies, a lot of Bonbon.
Bones, there it is. I haven't actually checked to see how these back legs work. It does not look like they're good. If I go to bend these very heavily,
And I think
normally for that I just pull it down. Celestia model had the same issue where they look good when standing, but if you tried to make them do too much complex motion, they fall apart. But I'm used to working with models that do that. Oh, that's still too much of a stretch. I think that the bones actually don't really move much. I think if anything, these would just move forward a little bit, and then this would pull backwards.
yeah, I remember the very first shots Derpy was. If you look at the shot that derped her eyes, that kind of defined her character. There's like 3 Derpies in. They're just everywhere.
Hello, King Chickens. This is so entertaining. Well, I'm glad. Normally animation is boring.
Yeah, you somehow managed to draw people time and time.
Yes.
29 people.
Yeah, quite a few people today. I appreciate everybody being here to watch me be productive and force me to not just like look at memes on occasion and then never get anything done. But do know that if anybody is new that came in,
If you want to look at memes.
if you want, we'll just look at the memes. No, if you do have a question about how SFM works, or you want to see some like bit that I've done in the past in more detail because you're working on stuff, or you just want me to open up one of my old files because you want to see behind the scenes stuff, let me know. The point of the stream is to work on stuff when there's no questions, so don't feel like it's you're interrupting or something. Ask away. That's helping people is more difficult when it's one-on-one. So this is a great venue for helping people out.
If he wants to talk about coffee,
I do like talking about coffee.
don't get him started. We'll talk about coffee for. But it'll always start with, I'm not an expert on coffee, but...
I'm not. And to me, an expert means that I have to have a lot of time into it. I'm still learning. I'm learning a lot. It's only the last 6 months that I've really been doing good on it.
How many different coffee makers over there? You have to think about it. That's 3 more than most people.
But they all have a different purpose.
No, they all make coffee.
A French press is an infusion method that does not use a paper filter. The V60 is an infusion method. No, that's an infusion method that uses a paper filter. The drip is an infusion maker, but that's no control. And then the AeroPress is just for single cup that's quick.
Yeah,
I have my reasons.
I blame myself.
You brought it up.
For starting.
Well, they brought it up and then you kept it going.
Yeah.
Is it enhanced royal female guard in the V6 pack? Yeah, probably. I like using the male models because the male ones I can just feel like a template that are just copy paste. Yeah, I've been watching your YouTube for years, but first time here. Well, thank you. I've been actually streaming for like 6 years. It's actually, today was the time where we got like this, where the camera is much better quality, lighting and everything. That was full upgrade just today. I've been working on building up that for a while, and it's because of YouTube and Twitch. So thank you, everybody.
Blue now.
Would it be crass to have Arizona lift her tail and Pasca? No. No. That's getting weird.
Can you make my fetish videos, please?
I have a story on that, but I'm not getting into that right now.
What?
From something recently. I mean, I still need that one particle used during the free fall. Or not Livestream. Yeah, well, it's... I can at least, because I think we're just about out of time here, so I'm probably not going to get too much more done. This is a keyframe anyway. I like this one. Although this play style of the cow, I never liked that cow like an MLP. Yeah, well, this is actually from them fighting herds. Them fighting herds. So it's along the same style of, but it's also meant to kick butt. No, I can open that up quick and double check what that particle was. So that's Australia. You're looking for the one in the fall scene, and I think that's part 3.
Oh, Lauren Faust.
And it's mainly a reference because I just needed to do a cow. Yeah, this is the right one. And Yona was going to be the joke, but I didn't know about the secondary cow. I was going to do the Minecraft cow if I couldn't get this one to work, but then we were able to get that one to work.
And it's much cuter. Let's go. What do you look those things for? Oh, that's kind of what I'm curious. Now that I've actually read part of the book and fight those things, kind of like making a determination as opposed to what you.
There was something about them being blind, so these have no eyes.
Okay. They said they had slits for mouths, but you went with bigger mouths.
Well, again, I had to deal with whatever I had. Yeah. This is the closest thing I could get to it.
I mean, I would have put spider legs on them, but
I was going to, but then they're passing by so quick.
Yeah.
I love how, like, for this, like, why is there exploding wood?
Well, no, I mean, that was her huge complaint. I've read part of this book now, and, like, one of her big complaints is the whole city was made of wood, and every time she crashed down, she got splinters. Because the whole city was just... Oh, okay. You know, I'm appreciating this much more now that I've read this part of the book. Like, that character right there, she's so... I didn't care about her when she first came into the book, but then something happened, and now I like her a lot.
So you're asking about this particle effect, I'm guessing.
Have I met that character yet?
This one?
Is that,
No, you have not met this character yet.
Okay, I didn't know if that was the son.
You're not going to get to this character until much, much later.
But maybe that was,
Nope.
Not that guy.
Nope.
Okay. I know it became like a super...
So this particle effect is... That's just from Dota. Axe attack blur counter helix 1. Does that help?
Yes.
Doesn't say anything. If it's axe attack, normally if it's from one of the creatures in Dota, it would say such.
I have a feeling I'm gonna appreciate this.
How do you get to the file path for this? I'm guessing that if I had to take a guess as to where this is from, if I go to user mod, back to game, into Dota, particles. It's not. I don't think you can actually see like a full trail of where the particle came from. It's instanced. So, I don't know. Because you can't just right click it like some and say like, show me in the whatever. Actually, this isn't. Oh no, it is instant. Yeah, it's not gonna, I don't think I can grab that. Well, actually, wait, no, that particle can only, the texture for the particle can only be used when it's from the same folder as that particle system. So we'll find the texture. Oh no, even then, I don't think that would do it. So this is the name of the texture. But I don't know, I can't remember what that's from. An axe, the only thing I can think of I've ever had that had an axe was from Dota. So if it's not in the Dota folder, I don't know. I made this way too long ago. There's an instance menu? I don't play around with this screen very much. Ooh. I don't know where it is. I don't know where you move my system branch.
Apparently, it wasn't very important for 7 years.
Remind them of suspicion. Yeah, that's all I use. And you could probably, if you can get the Dota particles, you're probably going to get most of it from that anyway. Yeah. Neat tidbit with this one. If you look at his hair, his hair is forward. It's swiped backwards. Now it's swiped forwards because his head was turned. So when he's going this way, the hair is technically going the right direction. Thank you for the follow, Fuse Grack.
I can't wait to meet that character.
So his hair is going backwards, but then at this part it needed to go the other direction. So I was like, well, how am I gonna do that? It's hair. Well, this is technically the hair from Super Saiyan 3. And I just painted it brown. It just doesn't. It looks brown like this.
What's the name of that character with the red hair?
Well, for one, she shouldn't have a horn. That was an oopsie. And I'm not saying because it's spoilers. So to do that, there's actually two models of him. There's Samro's hair 1 and hair 2 for the different phases, and it literally at one point swaps the models for it, and it is about right here. Nope. It is like when he's falling here, because he gets grabbed so quick. Yep, it was right here. You can see the hair goes from swipe backwards this way forward. But at this point,
wait, go back. What is happening?
oh, Rainbow Dash.
Yes.
So for Rainbow Dash, I needed hair that went backwards because she was going down really fast. But I couldn't just take her hair off her own model and hide everything without some issues. So there's another model I can use that's just Rainbow Dash recolored. Daring Do. So I took Daring Do's model, and then
I'm trying to figure out when eye is growing out the back.
But I took her eye texture and changed it from an eye texture to a normal texture, which then completely breaks it as an eye. If I did that with Rainbow Dash, she would no longer have eyes. So I did it with Daring Do instead, because then I could use her model to turn her hair around. So if I go to
that is creepy.
I go to Rainbow Dash and I say main, remove, you can see it's Daring Do. Yes, the stream is still happening, just for a little bit longer. Or the main part's happening for me a little bit longer.
Almost 10 minutes over.
Late play including 3 hours. But yeah, so, but yeah. I used Daring Shot. Forgot about the eyes. Yeah, the eyes were, it's a permanent change. I have to go, it's not an override, so I have to literally go into the file and change the type of texture it is, and I can't do that in override. So if I do it, it just breaks all files across, and I don't really use Daring Do, so when I did that, it was fine. Are you guys in the dark? Kind of. No, we got better lighting set up, kind of. Well, he's further from the lights, so.
I've wandered from the light.
It's more of I can expand. I kind of expanded a little bit there. But
make it darker when the sun goes down.
It fills the area behind him too. So, oh, hello, Baker. Girl, I've always loved your work. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You change the shader from eyes to vertex lit to allow alpha float. Actually, that I couldn't have said any better. It's exactly what I did. Since we're changing on time here, so but no, that's it's literally what I did. I just changed that little the texture type, and then that was it. It's super easy. Takes like a couple seconds, but alpha doesn't work on eye textures without being a vertex lit generic or something. So, but I'll make sure I didn't miss anything here.
Iron how pretty I am with the camera all blown up.
Well, here, if we do this and then I move out, it should focus on you.
This stream just got like way better. Hello. No, you stop being jealous of how much better I make the stream.
Hold on, do I have?
It's mic time.
It's mic time.
It's mic.
Hold on, I got it. Here,
what are you doing?
You entertain them.
Hello. I ask questions for Mike. Mike is full of answers. It is amazing how many answers I am full of. Pudding is by far the best dessert. And cake is dry. You ruined my face.
No.
My beautiful face.
Made it better.
Made it better. Nobody had any questions for Mike. Mike is now having to refer to himself in the third person to address this conundrum.
It went in!
It bounced off my shoulder and went in. Double. I do like this camera.
Yes, I do.
You have a nice camera.
Yes, it is. It is very nice. I'm happy with it, but it did take forever to set up. Like I said before, this is Sony a6000, and because it has clean HDMI, and it also have a Sigma 30mm f1.4 lens on it, which. I can see if I can change it here. Mike will probably disappear a little bit.
Bye.
Hold on. I gotta remember the buttons to hit from this direction. So I think do that, and then
no.
And so this is at absolute max. So he's way blurred out now. But this is at the this should be a lot. It'd be even smoother. But look at the blur from the background. It gets pretty heavy, so I think this is the highest I can go. Yeah, it's all the way open. But yes, Changeling's do improve everything. I can go to sleep because you have 4 hour here in the morning.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay.
Sorry, Beaker, going back here. Not sure. Screw My House for Remembrance is my favorite work of yours. Screw My House for the comedy and remembrance for the feel of pure beauty of it. Yeah, Screw My House. The reason I think I love that one is because it just became something. I think 4 videos came out of that same concept. Thankfully, there will be no more.
Well, you took a horrible moment in the show where everybody was like super depressed, and then you turned it into something funny. So
Fix that.
people got to laugh at their depression, which is always wonderful.
Oh, whoa, that guy's up there. I fixed it.
Oh, this is much better. Hello again. I'll need to see you.
I'm fixing it.
Fixing it. You're in focus.
I think I put it too low. That's a little. That's better. Okay, cool.
Crazy camera.
Has a lot of control.
Yeah, clearly.
I just didn't know what buttons I'm hitting from the opposite side. How did the pandemic affect you? It didn't really affect
You
me.
never left the house already, so.
Because it didn't affect me all that much. I went and
I mean, you haven't been to work in like half a year.
physically to work.
Physically.
No, I went in because I had to change my password. No, so I didn't. I've been working from home. Work has actually been busier. They've been hiring people, so it hasn't affected me all that much. It's made it. I miss being able to go in because some of the interactivity with people I miss, and some of the collaboration stuff is more difficult. And figuring out a way to work from home that worked took me a while. And then just not getting to hang out with friends as much or having the flexibility to do certain things, that's kind of sucked. But other than that, I compared to most, I'm doing great.
I forget what gives. Had red hair, right?
No, it was purple.
Oh, okay.
He colored it. So only the meeting stuff. Kind of. Because we would do. I'm from where I am. There's a huge Brony local meetup group, and there'd be like 20 to 30 people at the high end sometimes that would all meet it once a month, and that's a lot of people to actually go and hang out that often. And it just we weren't doing it anymore, and that was very sad. And there wasn't really anything put in place in the meantime either. But a lot of the people that, like the close friends of mine, we still talk online. I think actually one of the biggest things I've really missed with the pandemic stuff is just conventions, because so far there's been 2 to 3 that I haven't been able to go to that I planned on going to. It's nice having the online options. It's a good in between, but it's not the same. So I miss that more than anything. But
we were lucky and got to go to at least one.
Yeah,
In the year.
we were at a friend held a convention with just a very, very small group of people that we called a convention, but it was just a friend hangout, and that was fun because that's the best part of a convention.
Badges.
Yeah, we did get badges. It's on my fridge. I was a guest of honor.
Yes. I think we all.
I think we all were, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was better guest of honor.
Wow.
Because I say so. Small hangouts is that's how cons get started. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, Beaker. Beaker588. That's actually like MLP MSP. It was the local Minnesota convention to where I am. And that originally started with like 3 guys that were just going to do a glorified convention where it was just they're going to rent a hall, not like multiple rooms, but just like one big room, and then have a glorified meetup. And it was going to be interesting. But it was going to only be a few hundred people. Then another friend of ours just went in there and said, I've helped do these before, let's make this bigger, and turned it into an actual convention that ran 3 years, and then later on a 4th. And the only reason it really fell apart was because they were forced, a convention hall forced their contract to cancel because they sold the building and destroyed it. And it kind of caused a lot of chaos and problems and debt. So they had to stop. But that actually turned into a convention. So yes, it was going to be a glorified meetup that turned into a convention. Do you ever do animated commissions? I have, but no. I've done, I think like 3, but every one of them has been because the idea was something I already was considering doing, and then somebody legitimately asked me to do it. Something that sounded like something I want to do already, and otherwise I don't really do it. Other than that, you look tired? I'm not tired. I have brain shutdown time starts in about 10 minutes. No,
mine was like an hour ago.
I usually go to bed at 10:30 my time, or try to go to bed at 10:30. So, I'll see how it works. But no, I'm actually pretty awake right now. I'm awake.
Green coffee would.
At 9, it would be delicious.
It would.
As I stay up till 3 in the morning.
It's the weekend. But though we do have to be.
It's only 12:18 for me on a Saturday. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. But for you, go get some coffee. You can have all the coffee.
We can have all the coffee. Stopping it.
I'm gonna make coffee in the morning. Or I know. Okay, have you ever played Outlast? No, but I have watched some playthroughs. I'm not that. If that's the game I'm thinking of, that's like a horror game. I am not a fan of that type of genre. I don't like jump scares or suspense that much. So I wouldn't even plan to play it. But I watched somebody that played it comedically, and that was kind of entertaining. I wanted to do an animated commission on my SC, but don't know who to reach out to. I know there is. On my Discord, there is a commission channel that we added. You can always try asking there, but finding a place to ask that question is, I think, the difficult part. But there's 2 different parts to that, though. Is there an OC model that already exists? Because that might be a separate commission you'd have to do. If it does exist, then that's easier, and it depends also what a request is. I've had a couple requests before for I need my OC model, and I want the origin story, and it was a super long, complex thing that wasn't very well laid out. It would have taken literal months of work to do, and you don't realize how expensive that would get. Okay, imagine if SCPS were ponies. I'm not actually sure what that is.
SC. I don't know what that is.
A little bigger. But
I'm thinking I look really.
Well, the thing is it's not actually that bright either. I turned up the saturation and the contrast in here, so it kind of blows out some of the colors, so it makes it look super.
My hair is just solid blue, and I think it's really cool looking.
My hair looks good.
It does, for the first time in a long time.
Wait,
my YouTubers all die there.
If I just like kind of cover the light for you, it's like, you know, when they do those interviews and then they put like the mask over the voice.
Like I was doing guys my voice and just be like, February 7th, 1996. I remember.
I feel like somebody's following up on the end to do the name thing. Thanks for the follow, UEYSHEOSHSKSJDHSOSJ. I'm not gonna try to say that. I don't know what that is. Complex. Thanks for the follow. Just wondering 3K and I would even use your background pony in future project. Oh no, I don't do any of the people's OCs in the background because that gets complex. I prefer. There's a pack that Nutrifin made a long time ago that was he used it for background ponies for one of his other shots, and it was just a bunch of random assortment of ponies from the show that have they have names, but they were just in the background. I use that all the time for background use because they're a face without a name. I loved Rocket Surgery as well. Well, thank you. I loved that video. It just took way too goddamn long to make.
It's crazy that it's actually it's like been a part of your life for like the last 2 years.
The file name for that one was called November 8th, and that was November 8th of 2018. So we made a joke when we hit 2019, and then almost had to make it a joke again when it hit 2020. It wasn't that it took that long to make. I was caught up in other projects for a lot of the way through there, and so it just took me a while to get to finishing that one. I started doing the Rathlos stuff. I made, I think, 2 or 3 videos on the side. I did, I assisted in 2 other projects for others, 3, I think. So it was just a lot of distractions, but that's fine because you learn. Especially weird numbers and entities that could end the world. Some are safe and some could destroy mankind. Oh, for the SCPS. Oh, secure contained product. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like a fanfic to me. Okay, then I have a serious question about remembrance. Very serious question.
There's no such thing as a very serious question. I don't remember.
That's a very serious video.
It had horses that were dead. Dead horses. They were dead. Makes it serious.
Sure. It's very it's supposed to be an enlightening video about the strength of your inner spirit. And
I thought it was about necromancy.
If you dig deep.
No.
No, there was there has been questions about like what does the ending mean, and I know I've heard a couple different interpretations, but I think I brought it up here before. The original intent was that she brought her friends back to life, but I realized that's a really, really bad ending. And she's very, very greedy then of, hey, it's like 200 years after everybody you've known is loved and loved has ever lived and is now dead, but come back and live this life with me. That's mean. I like the interpretation where people were saying that her friends, that she passed on and her friends came to get her. I like that ending more.
Either way is sad.
It's sad, but it's cool. Because then they're all just looking at the afterlife at all her memories.
Maybe Twilight brought
or this is the hallucination as she breathed her last breath.
I like to think maybe she went back in time. Time travel.
How long did that project actually take you to complete? With all the complexities of that video, I really question how long it would take you to make. I started that video within the first year of me starting SFM. And it was originally building the map, and the map took me months. Actually, it took me months, and I rage quit. I hated Hammer, and that was the map maker. So I ended up quitting the video completely for over a year before coming back to it, because it was a vote on DeviantArt where I gave a bunch of projects that I had ideas for, and they voted on which ones to do, and Remembrance won. And so I went back to working on it, and I think it took me about 9 to 10 months from that point. I had to finish up the map run. There's a couple custom models to do.
Do I have to use Hammer at that point?
To finish the map, yeah. But the most difficult thing with Remembrance was the lighting. Thanks for the follow, Ren. The building the map was difficult in its own, but every single shot, the lighting was different. The light coming through the windows had to be done in a specific way. Every angle, how the shadows qualities would work from that distance. The lighting took the longest amount of time and the most amount of effort. The lighting alone probably took half the time to make that entire thing. But the lighting to me is the best part, so go with it. But yeah, so if I had to take a guess on how much time, it was probably about a year, but it's not a year of me working 8 hours a day. It was probably like 10 to 15 hours a week, maybe. Remembrance is what led me to finding MLP. So I'm really late to the fandom. Well, that's really cool. Like, I'm kind of glad that I'm sad that your intro was like with their death or something, but no, that's cool. Welcome to the fandom, I guess. I like interpretation of Twilight losing her wings in order for her to get meth in her and hallucinate her friends. Yes. Did you create the door, or was that a community contribution? That was Gun Griffin. Gun Griffin is the one that he made. He made the door, and there's the flower pots on the walls. He actually made the flower pots first. I think I had said during a stream that I was going to need those flower pots. And so he was there, and he just made it and sent it to me. And so when I was needing other models, I asked him about that, and so I had sent him this kind of like outline of what I was looking for, and he just went and made it and added other things to it, and it was awesome. So Gun Griffin made the flower pot and the door. I made the flags, and Fourth Aggie made the big circle on the floor with Twilight's key mark. That was the Fourth Aggie. I think those are the three people that mainly did custom ones. Lighting Mermaids was beautiful. Thank you. I'm ignoring your comment. For science, yes. What hooked me on MLP was the introduction of the changelings with the whole Carolot wedding episodes. I think it was actually, was that the end of season 2? Was that the changelings?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I joined after season 2, so the changelings had just popped up too. Was when I started paying attention to it. So he made the first and the door. Yeah, he made the flower pots first. And it was just, he just did it because I had a need and he was a modeler and he just made them. I didn't ask. But that was super cool. Same thing, there was I can't remember the name of the two people, but when I did the Rainbow Dash on the stool that she's on, I brought up that there was really no stool to use that was good, and some people on the stream on Twitch here made it and sent me a model of the stool, and actually added like the ability for the legs to move, so it added more feeling to it. That was awesome. I loved that. So really cool people that come on here. Thanks for the follow. Jack's Evasion. Must read that weird. So you did the stained glass. I didn't draw the stained glass. There's actually a credit at the end, Noelle or something, on DeviantArt. She does a whole bunch of different stained glass bits, and so I use those textures. I asked for permission beforehand, and I attached those as a gobo to a light. So it's about taking a texture and putting it, like a normal light in SFM has a texture to it. It's just a flashlight texture. Otherwise, it's just literally a light in all directions, and the texture limits it to that area. Well, I just replaced that texture of a flashlight with the stained glass, and I shined that at the floor. And I usually would have two lights. I'd have one that was the actual light on the floor. Going to bed?
Yeah, I'm at now.
All right, see you later. So there's the one that with the light on the floor, and then there was one that was did the volumetrics. I had to split them because if I made it bright enough to light up the floor, it was going to be way too bright of a volumetric. So they're split in two. What took me the first time was the first 2 episodes, and now I've returned to being able to understand English. I'm seeing a lot of the fanfics. Oh, that's cool. But Carolot Wedding was one of my favorite episodes since I've watched the 2 parts. Yeah, those are some good ones. Changelings are awesome, and they feel like they were underappreciated. I'm glad that they went back and actually started putting in like some of the effort to make those to give them more story and more life. I still feel that the colored changeling stuff towards the end, not really what I would think of as that great. But whatever. People involved in making the video is impressive because you know, all the pictures in the hallway the community contributed. Yes, so those models were donated. Or I had done a contest on what do you call it? On DeviantArt, and originally it was just I needed a list. I just needed some pictures, mainly for not later in the video, but the little part in the early part where it focuses on one of the pictures. I just needed another picture to fill that frame, and so I had asked the community. I'm like, well, I need some assistance with this because I do not have the time to do this myself. If people can make some good ones and they can send it, I will put your picture in the video. And within a week, I gave them 7 days, so I gave them a super short amount of time, and I'm expecting no responses or very few. I got 30 in a week. It was like, what? And so I was able to not only put that picture in, but then put a second one behind that, and then I'm like, I got to do something with all these cool pictures, so I went and filled the entire ending with every single picture that people gave, which was it was just super cool. I didn't expect that. We can light vigil if I may. Yeah. Well, and yeah, so like I said, that was. I had no idea what I was going to put at the end of that video, but it worked. It worked great. I feel that ending is almost in itself a whole another part to the video to add more to it. It was great, and it was never planned. Actually, like there's a lot of that video that wasn't planned. It was just kind of spur of the moment. Yes, still not found the whole thorax version of the changelings in opinion. Oh, thanks for the file, Sione. It's thorax I didn't have any problems with. The fact that he suddenly became a leader of everything, that really didn't make any sense, but again, kid show. And I think the changelings that what they became would have been fine if they had maybe longer to develop. I like that they were used to help show diversity in a lot of that stuff, but I really feel that they felt forced for sure. In the comics didn't explain their origin. Seedfeld Magic Lake. Thanks for the subscription, Sayoni. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And welcome. Wow, first person to actually say my name. Really? I'm pretty sure I've been butchering names all night, so no, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. There's been I used to read a lot of pony fanfics, and it's not even about it being MLP. There's a lot of really good authors. There's great stories, and I can't remember the specifics of, but I've read some that went into like details of changeling background, and sometimes it's one of the things with like remembrance is I left it purposely open so it can be interpreted how people want, and the show's kind of done that too, where if they wanted to provide a super amount of detail on how everything runs in this world, they could, but then you'd have a story that would be very difficult for people to expand upon, and the fact that they haven't given some of that backstory means that now great authors can go and make their own interpretations of it and go all these directions they want, with the flexibility of still working off canon material. And I think that's awesome. I love that people can do that. I tend to like the fiction stories that make it like Chrysalis's Hive is only one of many that we are aware of. Yeah, actually, that's actually one I had read up to. Yeah, we're almost 3 hours of live. I came actually 4. Yeah, well, I think it was Tuesday. Like I just kind of stayed after stream chatting with people, and it was fun. So I just kind of doing that here. What is your favorite fan fiction? That is a hard question. It's probably going to still be Australia. That's the one I made the trailer for. Not just like the book one, but the whole series. But there are other ones that that come to mind. For Bluebird Song is what got me into like Rainbow Dash more than anyone else. But that one's really, really good. God, it's been so many years on reading some of them. Spur of the moment, I wouldn't be able to come up with some. I'd have to go through. I think on my fan fiction I have a list on here, but I'm not going to pull that up right now. I'm curious on how you feel that everybody remembers Spur, the whole other realm of story living. Lead ups or poet stories. Yeah, and that's me expecting somebody to bring up Ashley H. No, I think that's super cool. I did not expect that. And not only to have Ashley H make a radio drama, but for it to be as successful as it has been. That is super cool. I've had comments on Remembrance that are like, oh, this is a fan video to Remembrance by Ashley, and I'm like, that's funny. But I think it's super cool that it took on a life of its own, and it's only a simple concept of they're gone and people are sad about that. But no, I think it is super, super cool. And I met Ashley a couple times, and I know she's a fan of that work, and I've watched all her videos, and I think it's all super, super awesome. So no, it's really, really cool. The one I mentioned there was the Hasbro Comics. Some fanfics created a really good story for their origin. Yeah, there's been so many. I need to go back and start finding some of the popular fanfics to read again. I'm a big fan of The Expanse. Wonder if I can actually. No, I don't think turning this is gonna. No, it doesn't. So, but I have all the books up there, and that are all the Expanse books. I love The Expanse. And now there's a television show, but I've read all the books, and I'm almost caught up on reading the novellas from it, and then I want to go back to catching up on Australia and a couple others. So, but that was like this thick of books. I'm getting a camera like that. It's a lot of book I just read through, but I'm caught up now. Favorite fanfic is Apogee, Delta V, and Jetstream. Is that a fanfic, or because I know the comic? Do they actually have a book of that? I didn't know that. Talk about fanfics. You saw the Prince Whatever dub of Shino's Delta V. I haven't seen the dub yet, but I do know the Delta V series. Can you spell it out so we can find them? Austreo is... I can spell Austreo. Actually, I'm gonna shrink that down. Oh, that is not what I want to do. There we go. Do know, if you read Austreo, it is like 4 million words right now, and it's not done. So if you get started on that, you got a couple months gone. And then the other one I love is Bluebird Song. Those are the two that I can recommend right now. There's a bunch of others that I know that are really good, but I just can't remember their names. My favorite comics still My Little Dashie. That was the first fic I read, but it's a heart tug, but I don't think it's actually that well written. But it gets people in the hearts, so that's what matters, I guess. For like 12-hour series of My Little Dashie, I absolutely broke down afterwards. And let's talk about different things. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I love the audio drama that Ashley has done, and everyone has taken part. It's a wonderful job with it. They're trying to build a story that you gave us the opportunity to build with that ending, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think it's super cool that somebody would do that at all. There's one series in Mid-Twilight Dash, Twin Changeling Queens. I like. Makes them see. Actually, you know what? I think Typhon. I think I know that story, and I think I've read it. Wasn't it that Twilight was almost murdered, and the only way that they could save her was to turn her into a changeling? I can't remember. I think I've read that one, and it was good. I did. It got there was some weird parts in it, but I did enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I did read that one. I can't remember the name of that one, but it was good. I think there was a comic about it too. Not only a series of videos, but I don't know what is the original one. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Thanks. 4 million. Enjoy. I thought it was a bit overrated. Oh, Austreo is one of those you have to invest in. Like, the first book doesn't it's only like the tip of the iceberg. It's only like a couple 100,000 words in a 4 million ocean. It's once it takes a little bit to get into, but once you do, it's expansive and it makes its own universe. It uses MLP as a big basis for the beginning, but then after a couple books, it ends up being that they are a very small part, and they use a very small part of the MLP, and it doesn't even have to be MLP anymore. It's just taking its own direction, and it's super, super cool. But yeah, I finally caught up on chat here. So, but it is 9:42, so I'm gonna be done. But thanks for hanging out and just chatting, I guess. You guys are super cool. I will be streaming again next Tuesday. Hopefully get some more done on that. I'm hoping to get some work done on that this weekend so that I can have it completely done by next Friday. I'm trying to do a video a week on YouTube, and that is hard. I spent all last night doing that highlight because I barely had started it just to get it out in time. So it's a lot of work. Doing things weekly is hard, but I have another tutorial that I can do too, and those are quick. So Rose's wife, haven't heard of that, but no, thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for listening to me. I'm chatting at you. They understand. Go to bed now. Didn't you say that you had to go to bed when it started? Thanks for shooting chat and enjoy your work. Thank you. I finally hear from you and answer the questions I have been longing to ask. I do plan, because I did the morning coffee on YouTube 2 weeks ago. I want to do that once a month. I wanted to get that started when I had finally this set up. Let's see if where's my fingers for that? There we go. This, yes. So I wanted to do that when I had all this, but it came the week after. So sadly I couldn't. But no, thank you everybody for your support and everything. Sorry for being late. Better late than never. So have a good night. Have a good weekend. See you Tuesday maybe. And I watched the stream and it was worth it. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, tonight was pretty fun. I did enjoy it. And got stuff done. Normally those two don't go combined. It's either really, really boring and me doing work, or us goofing off and I get nothing done. Today was actually both. There we go. Good night. Have Kitty. I think if I turn on Kitty I can still talk. Let's try that. Ooh. Oh no. Save me. I'm right here. It's fine. So, have a good night, guys. Thanks for hanging out.